Hashtag Moxel early birds. Hashtag Moxel, M-O-X-L-E. Hashtag Moxel's gonna enter you to win some dragon shields. Type it in. Hashtag Moxel, hit that like button, let's go. Hashtag Moxel's gonna enter you to win some dragon shields. Click that like button, let's go. We gotta get this stream started. Hello.
Hello, hello.
5-letter
God, I
word.
have so much cord aggro.
I need a 5-letter word that has to do with MTG, and I need chat to not cheat. No cheaters in chat. We got Moxel. Hashtag Moxel's gonna enter you to win some dragon shields.
Jesus, my apartment is like 100 degrees.
Jake, I think I want to take it back to basics with us. I want to start with Swamp. What do you think?
Yeah, that sounds good. Let's just start with Swamp. Gotta start somewhere, right?
Gotta start somewhere. Let's get some letters right after we crown our Street Monarch. All hail. Jeff Chatterton with the $2 super chat. Weehaw! Jeff asked if we could start with a weehaw, so we did. Jeff, thank you very much.
Oh, nice. There you go, Jeff.
We'll get you set up as Stream Monarch here. Let's start this off. Swampy Bumpy. Oh! Now, if that's not the best we've ever done on a first word, I don't know what is.
All right, so the S and the A are in the right spot.
Yeah, chat, so don't forget. Purple, letters in the word and in the correct spot. Gold, letters in the word, not in the correct spot. Gray, the letters not in the word. So we got an S and we got an A. And we know that there's going to be a P and a W as well.
What about like a S? All right, so the P and the W are in it?
Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
I mean,
that.
just trying that, right? I guess that's... There you go.
No one in chat had that?
Well,
That's
chat,
sweet.
that was Swamp started us off strong there. I
Yeah, it
promise
turns out.
I do not look at these in advance. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 letters. Hey, by the way, congratulations to 5-9 for winning our hashtag Moxel Dragon Shield giveaways. Hey, 5-9, message me on Discord. You know the deal. I got Justice, Might, and Valor. White, silver, and green. 5-9, you pick it out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 letters in this enchantment that is green.
Green enchantment. 10 letter green enchantment.
Let's start with an R. All
yeah,
right.
that works.
We got an R.
Whenever
two letters.
an opponent.
Whenever an opponent. OPPONENT. Nice. Whenever an opponent draws
a card.
A card.
Whenever an opponent draws a card.
Ooh, whenever an opponent draws a card, green enchantment. Whenever an
opponent draws a card, you may
put a land from your...
A land... No, not from.
Oh,
It's something
yeah.
else.
A land...
See if that's... do an L, and let's see if that's even land.
Whenever an
Okay.
opponent plays a land... Oh, it's whenever an opponent plays a land...
You may
put
a land
a
card
land
from your hand onto the battlefield.
No, from
What is
your...
that card called? Graveyard. From your hand? No,
No, ends
from
with an R.
From your... A land?
Oh, from your... Yeah. A land card from your hand onto the battlefield. Okay,
Yeah.
so what is this enchantment? We have the text. We have the text.
Exploration? No. Burgeoning.
Burgeoning. That's it. That's 100% it. Now let me
Yeah.
spell this right. Burgeoning. Does that look right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, baby.
That's it, dude.
We're some smarty pants. Chat, what's
Got
up?
there.
How we doing tonight, everybody?
It's so important to turn chat off for that because everybody in chat is
Oh,
figuring it out.
Cheat.
as
Oh,
well.
yeah, look. Doug, Clay, God Hunter. Y'all knew it. Codalicious had it. Let me see who had it first. Dan B. A lot of people were saying asceticism. That was wrong. Looks like Dan B. Dan Buffal.
Delicious, maybe. What's up, folks? I see Kraken Jank out there. Shout out to our mod, Kraken Jank, big friend of the channel. Phil is out there. Shouting out some of our channel members: William Isbister, Zach G, We appreciate all of you hanging out. I see Josh P as well, and then a lot of the usual suspects. Trent hanging out as well. What's up, Trent?
Want to shout out our channel sponsors real quick. We will have a segment in the middle of the stream where we go over them in detail and tell you why we think they are the best at what they do. Card Conduit, best place to sell your MTG cards. Drip Shop, new sponsor coming through. TCG Player, best place to buy your cards online. Dragon Shield, best way to protect them. MTG Stocks, track those prices in Moxfield. Play Moxel, or put your deck lists on the internet.
Put the decks on the internet. That's what Moxfield is all about. We really do love that one. That site has helped me like trim certain types of cards out of my deck when I otherwise would have kept them there just because they're generically good.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, good site over there.
I feel you on that. Doug, yeah, lots of information forthcoming on that. I'll put it this way. That ink is not even dry yet. We got more information coming on Drip Shop in the next couple of days. I think the biggest thing that we need to do right now is we need to take a look at a little card. It was in the thumbnail. It's blowing minds. Let's take a peek at this.
So, oh man, I'm already putting together a list of stuff like Grasp of Fate, and like we really need like good exile effects. The fact that this card, I'm just going to say this to kick things off. The fact that they put indestructible on it is just shenanigans to me. Like, artifacts already are very niche and difficult. They don't just get lumped in with a generic board wipe. You typically have to go out of your way and play stuff like an Aura Shards, or play like a naturalized type effect or a disenchant in order to deal with an artifact. It already takes a niche card in order to deal with it. And so now they're just like, yeah, well, this thing should be indestructible. Why don't we just make the Lotus ring that has the Black Lotus effect on it indestructible? That makes sense. And yes, you do have to equip it, which is like, yeah, you're paying 3 mana to equip it unless you're running, an artifact type shell and you have like a Pure Steel Paladin or some way to cheat it on for free. So yeah, it does require a little bit of setup, but I don't think it should have been indestructible. I think it would have been fine without indestructible on it. Just saying.
I think it's funny that it has +3/+3 in vigilance. I think that will be the most overlooked part of this equipment in the history of this equipment.
Yeah, the +3/+3 is also another thing that's like, what the hell, man?
Giant growth, cool.
Yeah, like what the hell? This is an absolute staple. I don't know.
Staple in
it's freaking
what?
Crazy.
Staple in what? Because you're not just going to throw this. This isn't Soul Ring.
No, I think it's going to end up being a generically good card that just makes it into a ton of decks because of that vigilance. Because you're able to just put it on something, equip it, swing with that thing, and then get the mana back that you were there for the equip. It also reminds me of, and it's just coming to me right now, but it also reminds me of like a Grim Monolith in a way. Or like, yeah, you set up for a big turn. You're able to get this, but you do have to, equip it onto something else. Where like Grim Monolith, it enters and then you're ready to use it. But in order to untap it, you have to pay mana into untapping it. That's how they make it fair. Right. That's how this card kind of reminds me of Monolith in a way. But like, to me, it's honestly just shenanigans. Yeah, every equipment deck will want it. I think
that's where I see it for sure. I see it being, potentially a combo card in CEDH if the right person can break this. It feels combo-y to me. It doesn't this doesn't scream to me. Put this in your commander decks, Joel. Looking at my commander decks, I've got Dahada Legends Reanimator. Yeah, not really necessary in there. I've got Elevair Auras. I've got my decks here right next to me. I've got Urza. Maybe in the Urza artifact deck. If they had a retro version of it, obviously, but I'm hand waving that away right now, just seeing if it would fit in the deck in a vacuum.
Sure.
And I'm like, maybe it goes in there. I just really want it to. I could see this in like an Aristocrats build where I'm gonna be making a lot of creature tokens, maybe creature token decks. That's a good place to give it a look.
Yeah.
Use it as ramp.
It does lead to an explosive turn. The thing that holds it back is thankfully its casting cost and its equip cost, because there's a lot going on there.
Huge barrier to me. That 3 on the casting is what it is, but the equip 3 to me is brutal. That is what I bet that this card, that equip cost and that mana cost is what went through the most revision when this was in R&D. I bet that equip cost, that is what's holding it back for me, man. I mean, I feel like you need what is it? Turns your equips to 0. Pure steel?
Yeah, pure steel or some sort of effect like that.
Right.
I don't know, dude. I feel like it's really, really good. My gut just tells me it's going to be very good.
Equipment you control.
But also, we live in an age where you have Dockside, which just brings 100 treasure with it, right? So it's like if we're complaining about ramp.
Well, and if we're comparing it to like Lotuses in EDH, 0 cost, 3 mana just to your commander. You know, honestly, Matt, that's a good point. At least it doesn't say once per turn. You could, if you wanted to, rifle through your entire creature line, use the 3 mana to re-equip it to the next thing, eat your entire own line for some reason if you wanted to. But past that, it's just like typical sacrifice stuff. If you're running a theft deck, you want some sacrifice effects. If you're running an aristocrats deck, you want some sacrifice effects. It's like anywhere you would want sack effects.
Mm-hmm.
And you also want redundancy.
I'm getting a vibe from
because like Ash Nods,
Rixian,
you're gonna run those altars before you're gonna run this as a sack outlet. This is a 6 mana sack outlet. Jesus.
Sure. Yeah, it is a very expensive sack outlet. There are a lot more efficient ways to sack stuff.
This card is crazy to me. I love when they print shit like this because it really just lets all of our minds run wild. I'm sort of playing devil's advocate here. I mean, y'all saw the short I made earlier today. I'm super hyped on this. The combo potential's just off the charts. But I'm trying to temper my reaction. You know what I'm saying?
You know who we need to get in here for this?
Who's that?
We need to get Dylan and Cam in here. I want to hear the CEDH take for this card, and I'm sure they're already cooking one up. But yeah, this to me is very much super pushed. I do feel like it's going to be very good, generically good, just because of what it can set you up for in a casual game of Commander. Now, granted, this isn't going to be just a Commander card. We should differentiate that between Lotus and it.
Yeah. Because
it's like Lotus is for your Commander. This is able to do other stuff. And so, yeah, you know, we really do have to kind of think about, you know, just a turn of equipping this to something just so that you can play something big the very next turn, you know, something pretty exceptionally large. And if you have, you know, that creature that you're sacrificing is, you know, good with graveyard synergies and that kind of thing, and the card gets even better at that point. But yeah, I do think that it's definitely worth considering. My gut right out the gate tells me that there's like, you know, we've had this Lotus cycle for a long time, and a lot of them have not been, you know, very good. But now we have the Lotus Ring, and I actually put this in the more playable pile. Whereas you look at something like, you know, the Suspend Lotus or something like that, there's ways to make those cards kind of good, but those are like much slower. This is and the Indestructible again, which I think is, if you're putting 3/3 and Vigilance on there, I don't think we need Indestructible. I think this is fine to be something that you can destroy.
Good point made by LP in chat, which is Zerta the Dawnwaker. This is another version of like a pure steel paladin type effect. I had to check and make sure that Zerta actually does affect equipment, which it does. I just haven't played Zerta before, so I wasn't 100% on that. Reducing it to 1, yeah, hell yeah. Reducing it to 0, reducing it, what was the one from the short? Fervent Chant.
Yeah.
Equip abilities you activate the target fervent, cost 3 less to activate. And this is the kind of creature that I like this, because you're not running bad cards in a deck that's an equipment deck. If you run this combo, Cole returns equipped creatures to your hand when they die. Fervent Champion can get equipped by the ring for free. So you see where we're going here. We put the ring
and
on the
then you
champ.
give Fervent the ability First Strike and Vigilance so that you can do stuff with it in the second main, which is cool.
And it always still has haste.
Oh yeah, First Strike, Haste, and Vigilance. Yep.
Which is necessary because it needs to be able to tap.
What's that? What is that thing? The Berenstein Bears. What is that? Is that the Mandela effect?
Yeah.
I'm having that about Fervent Champion. I never remembered that bottom line of text, and I feel like someone went back in time or altered our universe to have that bottom line of text on it. I just don't ever remember seeing that in Throne of Eldraine. I always knew about First Strike and Haste, and when it attacks, another knight gets +1/+0.
Right.
But I did not think it had that bottom line of text, and it's honestly blowing my mind. So yeah, in this situation, Jesus, has it always had that text?
Yes, it has.
On the bottom?
Yes, it has.
I know that I have one of these cards.
Do you know why?
So for someone to have come back and replaced it out of my binder with a new one. Yeah, someone changed this card in the past. I don't remember this.
This is why it had that ability. Same set.
Oh.
Equip of
yes.
3. You don't think about the equip of 3 on the Embercleave either. You don't think about this bottom line of text because you only ever flash this in using the F word.
Yeah.
And it auto attaches. This was the start, Jake. This was the start of flashing auto attaching equipment. We talked about that in a video we shot today, chat. How equipment has just
used
become
to suck.
flash.
And these days, equipment is like really good. You get like an equipment that comes in, it kills something, you
Flash.
attach it to something,
Auto
that thing
attach.
gets +5/+5 until end of turn, it kills everything.
Flick off
Then
your
it's
mom.
like if it somehow gets unattached, then yeah, it equips for like 5. Okay, all right, that makes sense. So yeah, this is good.
So with the Lotus ring, let's run a poll here. We'll end the start poll out of the gate. Our poll out of the gate was, how you feeling about Thunder Junction? 54% of the people said it looks sweet. 26% of the people said meh. 14% said max hype. And 4% said max hate.
Max hate. Good to know
4%
that
of
we
you are
have some
just
of
like,
those folks in here that are just like, I only have ever had bad dreams about Westerns. Or like, I used to have to eat tapioca pudding and watch Westerns. So let's clear this up, because I'm not even 100% sure, but I do see that this says standard legal. So
Yes.
all of these cards that are on the big score list, even though they are all mythic, which is that vault symbol, they are cards that are from the standard Thunder Junction set. Is that correct?
that is correct.
Okay.
So these are the big score cards. They have the symbol that looks like
A vault.
Enterprise. The
It looks like
Enterprise
a
from
Kabuto.
Star Trek.
Or a Kabuto.
We've got a Kabuto as the big score symbol.
Sure.
The big score cards, non-foil only, they can be found in play boosters. And then in foil, they can be found in collector boosters.
Got it.
This is essentially Aftermath, March of the Machine Aftermath. They had already planned that because they thought that that was going to be a home run. They thought
Cool
everybody was going to love it.
No Pinkerton involved.
And it was just going to be sick as hell. Turns out,
Yes.
snooze fest. Worst decision ever. They hated
Everyone
it. We
hated
hated it.
They wanted to put it inside of a bottle, shoot it into space,
Yes.
send it to the aliens so that when the aliens open the bottle, they go, don't ever look into the Aftermath Magic the Gathering product. When you come to Earth, you will think that we're a bunch of buffoons.
That's right. We're going to put that and a Justin Bieber CD and like, what's a really good book? Like a really
Meditations
good
by Marcus Aurelius.
We're going to take a Justin Bieber CD, a write-up on how Aftermath went, and Meditations by Marcus Aurelius. And we're going to fire it into space, and we're going to let aliens come to their own conclusions.
That sounds amazing.
The Fallout meme.
Amazing.
Everyone disliked that. That's how people reacted to Aftermath. What they did, since they're not going to do Thunder Junction Aftermath, they called it the Big Score. They made it a set within a set. They took all the uncommons, rares, and mythics, because if you remember, those Aftermath sets were uncommons, rares, and mythics. They made them all mythic.
Turned them all into mythic.
And they shoved them into the list slot in Outlaws of Thunder Junction. And look, I'm going slow on explaining this because
yeah, we need to.
I'm trying to understand it still myself.
All right, so here's the thing as well then. So the list, are they going to appear at a high frequency? We have to figure out their frequency. And then I'll be pretty much like completely
okay. The big score. Okay, here we go. The list for OTJ has 40 cards. 30 cards from the big score and 10 of the 10 special guests. Special guest cards are reprints. We know this.
And we haven't even seen those yet, have we?
No, we have. I made a short of all of them.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Okay.
They are D's. Set.
I tried to find them here earlier.
Special guest date equals OTJ. There we go. These are the 10 cards.
Oh, we saw these. Okay, yes. I know about these.
Yes. Your most expensive hits here. Prismatic Vista.
In the Stoneforge Mystic.
Scape Shift,
all this.
Stoneforge Mystic. Those are 100%. Your best hits.
Okay, so these cards exist alongside 30 cards that are the Aftermath type set that are called
Big
Score.
Correct.
Okay, and then the rate at which they appear, do we have that? List 1 in 5 play boosters?
Yeah, list. Okay, here we go. 20% of play boosters contain a card from the list instead of a common. And as detailed above, the list for OTJ consists of cards from Spig and Big.
Okay, Spig and Big.
So in a box, we've got what, 36? No, they've gone down, haven't they? How many packs in a play booster box now?
What I thought 36.
What a confusing
time to be a Magic player. You gotta like, dude, imagine. Okay, like imagine just trying to like understand
36.
it.
504 Magic cards. Okay, 36.
36.
Packs. So it is 36. Or is this listing wrong? Chat.
It doesn't say it on the gosh darn box anywhere.
No, that's what I'm looking for, man. It's in the other packaging or something.
Let's move on.
Oh
okay,
God,
so there's
dude.
either 30 or 36 packs in this box.
Yeah. And 1 in 5 of the packs has...
It's 36. Everybody's saying it's 36.
It's 36. Okay. They didn't change it. They upped it.
They upped it. Okay, until they put it back. Got it.
For now.
For now, it's at 36 packs.
Yeah, so 1 in 5. So 35.
1 in 5.
Divided by 5. 7. You're going to get 7 special guests or lists. Not special. Yeah, special guest or big score
cards.
These here.
Got it. Maybe 8 on a good day, maybe 5 on a bad day.
Yes.
5 or 6 on a bad day. Got it. Okay.
Yeah, Kirk,
so
I thought they had lowered the amount of packs in a box or something. My brain is not working. I've been sick as hell the last week, y'all, so bear with me.
What this means, yeah, everybody put some thermometers in chat for Joel, please. Everybody get some
I've been straight up dying the last 4 days, so
someone get
it's actually crazy that I'm here tonight, that I made it. Set boosters had 30. That's what it was. Dan, thank you. Coming through twice tonight. Once with burgeoning, once with the answer that my brain needed. Brutal punishment, thank you very much.
Yeah, there's a thermometer. Let's go. Get some beef in chat for Joel. All right. Here we go. So how are you feeling then, all in on these on this set in general? You were saying you were like pretty hyped on it. How are you feeling about it?
I've gotten excited about a lot of the cards. The setting ended up not really doing it for me at all. And I'm going to make a whole video about my opinion on the story here, because everybody's really given the story of this set a pass because the last 2 sections were really good. And I'll admit it.
Yeah.
I liked them. They were really good. Because basically what they did was, with the last 2 sections, go back and catch us up on this unnecessary mystery of what's been going on with Jason Vraska since March of the Machine. It was good. Don't get me wrong. But
Sure.
the entire conceit of what they needed this plane to be in their story is that it was a blank slate that just recently came open, that it wasn't anything until the Omen Paths began as a result of March of the Machine from the Phyrexian invasion. So, all of my favorite things about sets, I'm going to look at Amonkhet. I'm going to use Amonkhet as my example here. I'm going to pull it to here and we'll come back to these cards.
Sure.
Amonkhet, I loved because you had this ongoing story of what was happening with the Gatewatch, and they were looking for clues on Bolus's plans and blah, 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 blah. That was happening. But the story of Amonkhet was not, oh, we're searching for Bolus answers. That wasn't all that was happening. When they get there, when they planeswalk to Amonkhet, the story was them discovering the plane, them discovering what makes that place, the stories of those people and the stories of those characters. And every single new character introduced in this, I think, was just like some other person who was somewhere else, and they were like, oh yeah, just Thunder Junction's in the middle. It's like a halfway stop. Why I'm going to my next place? And I'm like, no, this was just like a blank spot. And so the story for me fell massively flat until we got back to something that we actually care about.
Yeah, this is just an uninhabitable wasteland where everybody's hanging out.
Right. Yeah. But Amonkhet was a desert too, bro. Amonkhet was an oasis with a city built around it in the middle of a desert with a dome over it.
It had big beetles and stuff there.
Right. And I can tell you about that.
Scarabs.
Because I was interested and the story was good. And they introduced a plane and they gave it its own lore and characters and made me care. And they could have done that here, but they didn't. And that's disappointing. I thought that this was going to be a year after we got past murders at blah, 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 that we were going to get a lot of cool new planes because we've been very like, let's go back to Ravnica. Let's go back to Ixalan. Let's go back to Ravnica. Let's go back to Dominaria. Let's go back to Ravnica. That's been the last 3 years. Feels like maybe even longer. And now we have an opportunity this entire year. We're going to just ignore the first set. We're going to go to new places with new lore and new characters and new reasons. Like Amonkhet was so tight, man. Them slowly finding out that this perfect looking place is actually horrible. And these soldiers, these acolytes are all training just to be murdered and entombed and become his zombie army. But they've been brainwashed to think that that's tight. That's a cool story. I want to go there and learn more about that lore. Desert Plain has cactuses. Oko was here. Kellen was here too. That's Oko's son. Ask me about Kellen's character.
Yeah.
It's Oko's son. That's all we get. Anyway.
Well, we got Grand Abolisher that's going to be in standard, so that's kind of cool. And then also Rest in Peace they brought back.
Yeah, that's my rant on the plane. But the cards, to wrap back to your original question, the cards look tight. There's a lot of very playable cards, and I think we're going to be exploring this set for a long time. I kind of wish that we were going to have Commander Masters this year and Modern Horizons 3 last year, so that we were getting a reprint set in the middle of the year and not a all brand new cards set, so that we could sit longer with all of this new stuff that they've dumped with OTJ, Big Score, and the reprints with the breaking news, which is bringing a ton of awesome cards to Arena. So like card wise, game wise, I think this is a slam dunk set, dude. I honestly think they knocked it out of the park. Lots of really cool stuff.
Like, this is a clue. It's essentially like a over the top clue.
Yeah.
It's a
mythic clue.
This is weird, right?
One blue,
it's like it has the clue thing built into it, right? But now we have this like actual named artifact that is an artifact clue type. Have we seen this before?
No, this is a new card. Esoteric Duplicator. One blue, two other.
No, I know it's a new card, but I don't think we've seen this before, like a named artifact other than like clue on a token, right?
Oh, no. We have. We saw it in the last set.
Oh, okay.
We saw the clue subtype in yeah. Investigator's
dumb.
Journal. No, I mean, it's easy to miss.
Yeah, I totally missed that.
These equipments are clues. There was a mirror that's a clue.
Got it.
Mostly, though, I mean, look at the set symbols. Mostly, it's the last set or two. But there was like one in Streets of New Capenna, one in Doctor Who, one in... Where's this originally from? Innistrad Crimson Vow. So they've been like seeding it.
Got it.
Is that the oldest
Oh, wow.
one?
They've been doing it for a while.
Modern Horizons 2 in 2021? Modern Horizons 2 was 21?
A clue mirror? Oh my God. All right. I've totally missed the boat. All right.
But that's just one. That's just one card. I can't believe you missed one card out of the 20 million that have come out in the last 2 years.
It's a clue mirror.
Ridiculous. Get it together, bro. Esoteric Duplicator. 1 blue, 2 other. Artifact clue. Whenever you sacrifice it or another artifact, you may pay 2. If you do, at the beginning of the next end step, create a token that's a copy of that artifact. Pay 2, sack it, draw a card.
Interesting. Oh, Lance, nice to see you.
Lance, good to see you. Rip and Ship. What's up, everybody go check out Rip and Ship by Moonshot. Strongest fingers on the internet. Esoteric Duplicator seems cool. Yeah, I like this. Sacrifice it or another artifact, you pay 2. So like, if you pay 3, or how much is a clue to sack? Is it 2? Yeah. 2. So you pay 2, sack it, pay another 2, create a create a copy of it. That could be some shenanigans. This is the kind of card where I read it and I go, somebody smart is going to break the hell out of this.
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of people talk about this card too.
This is how you're going to have to acquire these, though, for standard, is you're going to have to open a lot of packs of... I mean, hopefully they all just occur at the same rate.
Yeah.
I imagine that they will because Mythic. And so...
that is a tough thing to sort of like reconcile in our heads right now, isn't it, Jake? Is you're putting these in the standard.
So Sword of Wealth and Power is also...
Yeah.
That's the only spot to find it. Is in that slot.
Correct.
Yeah.
That's one of the tough things
7-ish per box. That's what we kind of
7-ish. Yeah.
6 on a bad day, 8 on a good day.
Lance, when do you start openings on this? When do you have product in hand? So that's the hard part to reconcile right now for me, Jake, and I'm sure for you too, is these are going to be in standard. They are desirable beyond standard as well. I mean, look at Collector's Cage, bro. A white and one other for an artifact with Hideaway 5. Cool. Pay 1 instant speed, put a +1 counter on a creature, and then if you control 3 with different powers, you can play the Hideaway card. These are going to have...
It's pretty good, right?
People are going to want these outside of standard too. So they're going to have a lot of playability. Like this, people are already going, is Pest Control a legacy card? Definitely a CEDH card. Destroy all non-land permanents with mana value 1 or less. That hits treasure tokens.
Clean up on Isle Dockside Extortionist.
Yeah, dude. It wipes everything.
Very much and
you can cycle it.
It's pretty cool that you could cycle it. I don't like that it's sorcery speed, but it's so busted that it can't be instant speed.
Dude.
You know, it has to be sorcery speed for this card to exist. So it's fine. I would love if it were instant speed, but that's just the greediest ask ever. And so I totally get it. So I'm not gonna hate on it.
Instant destroy all. I just want to see.
This is a good search.
I want to see if we have any instant. Okay, that doesn't work. Okay, instant speed, destroy all artifacts and enchantments. Destroy all enchantments. Destroy all creatures and planeswalkers for 7.
Yeah.
Shit, dude. Upside, scry 2 if you're casting this 7 mana board wipe for sorcery speed. Enchantments, creatures that dealt damage to you this turn, so kind of a wrath for stuff that hit you. Okay, so Final Showdown. It's so funny that it's another card in this set that is the other best example of...
Dude, 6 cost instant speed, destroy all creatures. That they just one up that card that we were just looking at, right?
Yes. Plus you can pay 1 extra into it and save one of your creatures. What? Or if you need to, you can pay 1 extra into it and make sure that their indestructible creatures die. What?
Card is stupid as shit.
That card is dumb, dude.
It's so
This
good,
card is
dude.
dumb.
It's so good. You know how I know that this card is super busted?
What is
Because
this?
Dom texted me out of nowhere and said, "I'm getting that card final
Getting that
showdown."
final showdown. Yeah, dude. I
And
bet
I was
you
like,
are.
"Yeah, of course you're getting
Fucking
final
bet you
showdown."
are.
It is extremely strong.
Chad,
okay,
excuse
so
my
pest
cough. I'm so
control.
sorry. My throat just sounds like crap. And so yeah,
Oh,
the hard part to
Torpor
reconcile
Orb.
is
That's
going
right.
to be how
Okay.
acquirable are these cards, because they're
Yeah.
everywhere. People are going to want these. Look how cool that Torpor Orb looks, by the way. Robin.
We should
I'll also-
mention this because it's a list of 40 cards that are all in theory at a mythic rate, meaning they should all be at the exact same rate.
Yeah.
That means that I would guess, just thinking about like the Multiverse Legends slot, and
Yeah.
that had different rarities. That had
Sure.
uncommon, rare, and mythic, but a bunch of them made it to the market, and most of them are like dirt cheap, right? Like if you look at that specific slot from that set, or even the stuff from like Strixhaven Mystical Archive, Save the Demonic Tutor, and like Teferi's Protection and that kind of stuff, like most of them are cheap. So I imagine
Yeah.
because there's only 40 cards that can go into that slot, there's going to be a lot of those cards that make it to market. So I would imagine most of them are probably pretty cheap, save the ones that are extremely good.
I'm just trying to get down to our base cards here. Minus is etched. Jesus, come on. Get off me. Nope. Whatever. Most expensive ones of these.
Nissa, Calyx, because of recent enchantment kind of stuff.
22. Yeah, I mean, this card is great. I need a
That
copy
Nissa
of this card.
used to be like a $50 bill, dude, when it first came out, and that was for the base copy. You're looking at the etched one, and it's like $20.
Yeah.
So it's like,
There we go. Number
Yeah, dude.
22. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's all about the same. Yeah, that's the $30. This
it's
one.
a fine card.
Yeah, I was just trying to look for a comp.
Even
right?
Karn, dude. Karn is cheap.
And these
Like-
are, well, and the thing is like these were all that were in these packs. Like you
Mhm.
could open up one of those packs and get a ton of these cards that you're looking at right here.
Not the rare
Not the
and
etched.
uncommon ones,
Yeah, yeah,
yes. Yeah, but the mythic ones, like I got one Nissa in my box, and so
Oh.
you would end with like 3 Jarinas or like 3 Tranquil
Yeah.
Frillbacks and
Yeah.
that kind of stuff. The mythic stuff was actually rare, which is why those have any kind of value at all. All the uncommons and stuff, you would just end with like 4 to 6 of those. It was honestly laughable. It was a really poor and sad pack opening experience.
It's such a cool
Thankfully, all
idea,
that
man.
shit adjusted downward, but
I get the idea so much. I understand. But
yeah.
if the pack opening experience is just awful, why is anybody gonna jump in on it?
And that's a good point, that they made the adjustment and they made the change, and they said, well, then what we'll do is we'll put them in, and since it put them in the play boosters, and this is going to be the first time that they have 2 sets within a set.
Yeah.
Isn't it? I'm pretty sure it's like, we've seen kind of like with Brothers War, you did have like the Transformers, and you did have the artifacts, the retro artifacts.
Yeah, this is two
But I think,
distinctly
like-
different things, though.
Yeah, it's like it's kind of hard to figure out exactly how to place it as
Travis,
far as
what's
if we've
up?
seen it before, but I would say mostly we haven't seen it before.
See, Jake, this is what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
Travis
Lance is saying there are
comment.
like 3 sets because you actually have the big score. Sorry, I don't mean to cut you off, but you have the big score. You have the
Breaking
you
news.
have the breaking news.
Yep.
You have the actual set.
Outlaws,
Yeah. So
and then the commander set as well.
right. Yeah, it's a lot going on.
Trav
Jake,
came in and
haircut
said you
looks
got a
good. I
haircut.
appreciate you, man. No, I got it a couple weeks ago, but Joel, he goes, "Hey, did you get a haircut?" I was like, "No, I got a couple weeks ago." He goes, "That's just how often you wear a hat." I do wear a hat a lot.
Always wearing the hat. Yeah, I mean the retro artifacts, but the Transformer set is not comp. That's not a good comp.
Yeah.
The retro artifacts is just a regular set within
Like
a set.
Strixhaven, you have Strixhaven and then you have Mystical Archive.
Right.
It's one thing.
Right.
Brothers War, you have Strixhaven, excuse me, Brothers War, you have the retro artifacts, and then you have the Transformers,
Right.
which are kind of like their own kind of thing, but also just no, I mean they're like their own thing. So there's kind of like two sets within Brothers War in a way. And then Multiverse Legends and March of the Machine. But other than that, that's pretty much it. So this one is really just like we can pack it all into one thing.
Now, see, it's tough to look at the most expensive of these because there were rainbow foils. No, not rainbow foils, surge foils, whatever the foiling was on this set. I don't care. Whatever the foiling was. And you had serialized on top of that. We don't have a special foiling to my knowledge. We do have, the big score does have special treatments. Those are the 27 cards. And then you got 30 in the, we haven't even seen all of them yet, have we?
Now chat has me thinking about my hair.
We've got, yeah, dude, whatever you're doing right there is making you look more and more like Cillian Murphy every second. Cards here. You've also got the vault frame versions of these cards with different art and different frames. And then you've also got these in extended. And so I'm hoping that because we've got three different versions,
many of them.
Yeah. I'm hoping these are widely accessible simply because base, extended, and showcase, this case it's the vault frame, is going to be available for everybody, and all those in foil as well. And so I'm hoping that the part that seems weird to us, which is they're all mythic, they're only they're only can be found in play in non-foil and collector in foil. Hopefully they're available. Hopefully they are widely available. Because then when you go and you look at collector booster contents, traditional foil commons, 3 foil uncommons.
Remember when I used to do reviews for these? I would do a whole review. Is it worth it to do it? And it's just not. It is just. It's the same thing every single time. It's just like you can't even figure it out. I'm just like, is it worth it? Do you want to just spend your money on more stuff? Yeah, go for it.
one trad foil Western Land, one non-foil uncommon borderless breaking news card, which hang on, just fucking go through all this shit. You got these are the breaking news.
We should like quickly go through these. I know most of these are spoiled, but there's like basic stuff that could be glazed over.
Yeah.
And the way that this should be seen is like the Mystical Archive, where you have some that are going to be dirt cheap, baby. They're going to be like bottom of the barrel prices. And you're going to have one or two, or maybe like a handful that have a little bit of value.
Yeah, it's 4. It's
they
kind of
look cool.
It's kind of funny. I wrote this short. I'm going to edit it and put it up tomorrow morning. But I wrote it before the stream, and top hits breaking news. Here we go.
This is just like Commander Masters, honestly, where it's like, even though those cards are from that set, you're just like kind of like going through the pack, and you'll have a common that has a cool variant, or you'll have a uncommon with some cool variant.
Right.
These are 1 per pack, and so just know that there's going to be a ton of them.
These are the
Archive Trap, Mind Break, that kind of stuff.
These are your top hits in the breaking news set. The 4th is Force of Vigor, Contagion Engine, and Grindstone. They're all around $20 for a copy of any version. Then you've got Overwhelming Forces, which is a portal card. This is a portal card reprint. And so don't even pay attention to the price of this card. This is going to be one of the largest tanks of acquirable price to future price.
I remember buying that thing for Karavik, the Judge foil, and man,
Overwhelming Forces.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah. So Force of Vigor, Contagion Engine, Grindstone, all around $20.
Rental properties.
Oh Jesus! How did you learn that?
Because it was in your files over there. I didn't want to say anything over the thing.
Oh, it's
but
all
there
good.
Wasn't anything. You didn't dox yourself. I looked through it. You were fine.
Yeah, I don't. It's all good. I don't care. Yeah, my wife and I invest
Joel's
in real
a go-getter. Everybody, he's a go-getter.
Grindstone. Right? Grindstone is a pretty scarce card. Yeah. It's around $20 right now, but I could see this one also being one of the biggest hits to price. If you pull one of these, not financial advice, but sell it
100%.
fast.
100%.
You've got Mindbreak Trap. That's the most expensive right now, but again, scarce as
Super
shit.
scarce.
Y'all.
Super scarce card. Finally getting a reprint. How many lists have we put this on Don't Buy, Joel?
Recently.
We've at least put this card in Archive Trap into Don't Buy lists in like at least 2 or 3 videos. So if you were subscribed here, you would have known not to buy these cards because look at the price. Now, the thing about this card is specific players want it. It's a CEDH card.
No! Not $75, y'all.
It's
Please
such
God,
a stupid
not
price.
$75.
Like, market right now, clip this. This card is going to go down to $20, like max. Like when it hits bottom, it's going to be $20. Okay. And then the textured foil version, because I was talking about this in an MTG group, the textured foil version will have a premium price because, like we said,
This
CEDH
cool.
players do want this card.
Yep.
There are specific, like it does have niche uses, but for the most part, this card is super scarce and it's going to tank. Like it's going to be insane.
Yeah.
You think bottom is 10? Yeah, I wouldn't even be surprised.
That's not shocking to me. I could honestly see this being a $5 card, y'all. This is not a widely played card. You don't need 4 copies of this card. It's just good as a singleton card and has only ever had a singleton printing.
Yeah, non-foil 10 I think is a very reasonable, between $10 to $20 is very reasonable for the card.
And then you've got
Archive
Mana
Trap is
Drain.
going to be like a $5 card, and that's cool. And I hope people start to brew with Archive Trap, and I hope that mill kind of takes off in a bigger way. Archive Trap had that list reprint, but for the most part, yeah. And this card has been reprinted so much, Mana Drain, dude. Yeah.
Archive Trap, have you noticed?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So sorry, I'm bouncing around really heavy.
Sure,
Archive
we'll start
Trap.
on Archive Trap.
Yeah.
This is a card that we have said multiple times, don't buy this card. It will get a reprint. Well, here it is. Breaking news. It's getting a reprint. Wow.
As a rare.
See
As a
what we did
rare.
there?
They're not upshifting this, y'all.
Yeah, so this is going to be like a $5 card, which is really cool. That's awesome.
Yeah, I agree.
Archive Trap is really good in mill. And I know I say that, and you're like, yeah, but mill. And I know, but it is a must run in that deck if you want to play that archetype.
4 of, right? Got to be 4
100%
of.
4 of, yeah, because you want to play it with Scheming Symmetry, or you want to use the Field of Ruin way of triggering it, where you force them to search, and then
use both of them in your hand on the same turn. Just be like Archive Trap.
If you get
Archive
both
Trap.
of them in your hand, like Burn can't even outpace you.
Yeah.
If you start a hand with 2 Archive Traps
like,
in
cool.
mill, you cannot get
Force a
outpaced.
search. 26 cards free, easy peasy. And then you got Mana Drain. And now, Jake, I want to challenge your assumption on this one, because did you know that this card has gotten back up into the $50, $60 range?
I was a little bit surprised to see it over 50.
Yeah, me too.
But it is such a big effect. So for people that do want to play counter, like it's really hard to ignore Mana Drain because you get such an advantage from whatever you counter with the card. Funny, this card started out in uncommon, man. Pretty
2021. $350. Anyway, looking at Double Masters is really what tanked the price of this card in the biggest way.
Jake and I saw the drain.
Like 30 bucks. 30 bucks, right? 20, 25, 30 bucks. Yeah, 36. Got down into the 30s. Never quite broke down into the 20s. And then it started climbing back up. I was actually shocked when I went to go research breaking news, because I knew Mana Drain was in there, and I was like, it'll be like, you know, one of the 4th, 5th hits. Second hit in the entire group. And it's a card that has crept, man.
Mythic Protection, dude. They printed it and they said it'll never be rare. We'll give it Mythic Protection, that way it never bottoms. And that's what they've done with it. Because when it came out in Iconic, I remember, and anybody who is in chat who was there, I know that you saw the memes of Iconic Masters and Masters 25 together, and they called it the dumpster fire sets, and there were like bundles of, you could get a Masters 25 box and an Iconic Masters box. But one card that was really important about Iconic Masters was Mana Drain. That was the card that everybody was like, oh my god, I can't believe they reprinted it. Taking people back in the time capsule a little bit, Mana Drain, this Judge foil that you see scrolling here past Joel's face, that was like the Mana Drain that you could get other than the Legends version, which is why they were both so expensive. So when you saw the Judge price, that's why the Legends price was up there with the Judge price for the card, because they were both just as scarce. But now it has been reprinted. It's been reprinted a ton, and this card is like very good, but also you can see scarcity can only do so much. And now we're getting it in like this new version, and Yeah, $30 is probably a fair price for Mana Drain. You know, $25 to $30.
I believe this is going to be 5 copies, because you're going to have base showcase, you're going to have borderless, you're going to have base showcase trad foil, you're going to have borderless trad foil, and you're going to have borderless textured foil.
Yeah.
I think. Don't quote me on that. I'm not 100% sure.
I will say this. This is going to be a fun collector box to open. Let's just say that.
Yeah, honestly, I do think it'll be pretty sweet to open, man. Breaking news.
There's a lot of Eternal stuff.
Okay, here. There's textured foil versions of each of the 15 mythic rare breaking news cards. So the 15 breaking news cards that are mythics, we're going to get textured foil versions of.
Is this a 0 serialized set?
Yes.
Am I right with that?
No serialized that has been announced.
So this is why we have a massive,
to me if they were like
pump.
Serialized surprise, 1 card out of 100.
It can only do so much. Like when you look at Karlov Manor, they put serialized in there, but the rate is so bad, which is good. Yes. I say that as a negative, but it's actually a good thing, because those serialized cards, you want them to have any kind of value. You don't want players looking up Magic the Gathering serialized cards and seeing them for $80 to $100 from the ones where they printed 500 of them. I'm just telling you, like, the long-term goal of your serialized cards should not be that there are a massive shit ton of them in existence. Just my opinion.
Breaking news has 20 uncommons, 30 rares, 15 mythic rares. You can open them in trad foil and non-foil. So I was right, except for the only textured foil ones are gonna be the 15 mythic rares. So pretty sure borderless. Okay, hang on. You can open them and play. Well, let's find the word borderless now. Shit. Also contains breaking news. Breaking news are all reprints. Cards in the format they're already legal as well as sealed in draft. Every breaking news is a crime. 65. Okay. Borderless.
See, here's the thing. You can have out of 500 on a serialized card, but in that set, don't serialize 30 to 40 cards if they're going to have 500, because then you're putting 35 to 40,000 of them, or however many, into circulation. Textured only, they don't call them borderless anywhere. Oh, okay. Thanks, Lance.
Traditional for borderless. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know.
So the textured foil.
It's just those. Okay, so we're not going to get traditional foils of the extendeds. It's the textured foil versions.
I actually, hold on, I want to know what this means. Am I the only one who finds it weird that a creepy dude in a suit goes up to random people and gives them a $5,000 card? Like, how do you choose who they give it to? Wait, what does this mean?
Vorn, I think, is talking about at cons when they hand out the secret layers.
Oh, like the
serialized
like the dragon or the...
Yeah.
Okay. How do they decide? Yeah, I don't know. I see what you're saying now.
Borderless textured foil. It's called borderless here. And does this line mean 2 separate? Oh my god, dude.
Look at us trying to figure this out, and we're Magic the Gathering fans. Could you imagine if someone from like Pokemon was like, I want to like get into Magic? I'd be like, good luck, buddy.
Okay, so this version of Leyline Binding is only going to be
they're really rare, 1% pull rate. Oh, gotcha. Okay.
The textureds. But then
gotcha.
like,
so the textured, Lance, what was that big set that had textured foils that were it was a recent set. Textured foils were really rare.
This is actually kind of nice. I've never seen this before. Have they done this for other sets where you can like sort by treatment? Okay, so here we go. Trad foil.
Yeah, Commander Masters. Did any of the textured foils from Commander Masters retain value? I kind of want to look at Commander Masters textured foils now.
Set.
Let's see here.
Commander Masters. Sorted by price. Oh, not
Yeah,
set.
this is gonna give us a good bearing, because I know texture foil jeweled Lotus. Like, you don't even have to tell me, Chad. I know that that's gonna be
Obviously.
Yeah.
562 for texture foil jeweled Lotus.
Okay. So we have good value going on that.
What was available in textured foil in this set?
That's what I'm trying to
Here we
remember.
go.
I think it's
This
a
was
couple of
one.
the profile cards or something.
Yeah, 1065. Okay, hang on. I can look up the Commander Masters collecting textured foil. We'll figure this out, chat. We're going to Commander Masters. Here we go. Collecting Commander Masters. Textured.
There's the textured
10
Lotus because
10 textured foils. Okay.
okay.
So then,
Okay.
now that we know the number, let's go to TCG Player. Okay, I can type. I
I
promise.
see what you're gonna do here.
Yeah, we're gonna look up Commander Masters textured foil and see what happens. We want carts. Okay, then let's look up. What I say? There were 10 of them.
10. You'll be able to tell by the number of the card at the bottom, right? 1000 something, 1066 through.
Yeah, I can just take it all the way to the bottom of the sheet, I think, and what the hell?
Got you. There
Never
they
even
are.
seen that card. Texture foils.
There they are.
Here we go.
All right. So
Now we can look at them as full. Dun 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 dun. Kozilek textured $20. Morophon textured $25.
okay, now here's the other question, Lance. What was the rate? We should just be paying Lance a commission. What was the rate at which the Ulamog or these textured cards from Commander Masters appeared? Was that 1% of boosters as well? And then we also have to keep in mind that these packs were a premium price. So
Yeah.
this is an important part too.
Textured. Here we go.
I think they were 1 in 25 back boxes or 1% of packs. Okay. All right. So same thing is going to happen here in my opinion. And I'm thinking Joel probably shares this opinion that
Yeah,
most of these
same.
textured cards will be relatively affordable
Yeah.
compared to one or two like the jeweled Lotus, which will be insanity.
Insanity.
Oh, and I need to get that. How much is that Mikaeus textured for?
$30,
Maybe I
bro.
need that.
That's pick upable. $30 for a premium.
I think I'm kind of like feeling that for my main combo
Yeah,
piece.
dude.
But
Right.
then here's the thing, but I have the signature on the old Dark Ascension one.
Hey,
It's so hard to
sounds
pick.
like you just got to go get a new signature.
Yeah, but yeah.
Chat, you know what is shenanigans? The fact that 290 of you are watching and we only have 84 likes. Let's get up to 169 likes and then we can truly start the stream. Thank you very much.
Okay, so Lance is actually saying 4%. So that's a big difference between
That is a
1
big
and
difference.
4%.
That is a
Big
very big
difference.
difference. It is still interesting to me, though,
400%
that
difference.
the second most expensive textured foil from the Commander Masters set is only $85. That's shocking
The
to me.
Dragon?
Yeah.
And it's an insanely popular commander, so
Yes.
that's helping prop the price up as well. The Lotus is beautiful,
Well-
absolutely top tier, beautiful card.
100%.
It has gone up since it came out, or did it start at 1,000 and then drop?
Oh,
I want to
Jeweled
see the
Lotus?
chart.
Oh, man.
No, this specific one, the texture.
Yeah. No, I know what you're saying.
I think it has a big drop down and then a bounce, and we're retracing now. But let's see.
Doesn't even have trackable data. Let's go to TCG Player, see what it has.
That's sad.
Probably not a
Most
lot of
them
these
don't
being
even pay
sold.
for the pack.
These probably aren't changing
yeah.
hands a lot.
Someone did ask at that point, talking about the Lotus, would I rather just buy a dual land? Me personally, and we've talked about this a lot.
Not quite 1,000.
Yes, I really do like buying dual lands. Oh, okay. So it did start out at an insane price.
True.
We had a big adjustment downward,
Yeah.
and then people bought that dip, baby.
I would say this is the all-time high, the true all-time high, 622. We're not going to count this. 513, people started buying.
Ooh, baby.
Dipped down below 400 and people would not let it go any lower.
No, look at them. They came in when it got below 400. They came in and they were buying, baby. And that right there is not a dead cat bounce, in my opinion. When something bounces and then you get like a little pop and then it goes back down. I do think this card has a lot of desirability, not being a serialized card. That's pretty cool, man.
We've got multiple sales, 600 plus here. Near mint foils.
The buy list price right now is what the all-time low price on the card was, so that's pretty cool, pretty much. I shouldn't say that was the all-time low,
right?
Because
it's about $100.
It's like $100 below it, but it's still, that's a really nice. It's a great card, beautiful card, man.
Really is. Looks cool too.
Yep, it looks cool.
Yeah. So the breaking news is a gigantic set. Within a set here, lots of fantastic options. My favorite piece of this is that now on Arena, Path to Exile, Mana Drain, Commandeer.
Oh yeah, because Arena has swords, but it doesn't have Path. I just saw that while I was building.
Thoughtseize, Electro Dominance
was already on there.
Crackle. Lots of good.
Yeah.
Brawl
Abrupt
cards,
Decay.
Commander cards. We got that in didn't we get this in Murders,
right?
Yeah,
we did. Or no, we got Assassin's Trophy.
Oh,
not
yeah,
Abrupt
that's what
Decay.
it was. That's what it was.
Yeah, those cards are easy to mistake.
What do you think of this treatment? Do you like this treatment?
There are so many different treatments at this point that yeah, I do like it.
I think the art.
Cool.
I don't like the frame. I like the art. The art looks cool.
That's totally fine. The frame is a massive departure. It's almost like on par with Invocations.
Yeah.
It's like way different.
Like,
it's like secret layer
sick.
different, you know?
This card looks fucking sick, dude. This looks awesome.
Yeah. No, I think they're all really cool. I'm into all this stuff. So you like the frame break ones more than the, like, you like it like this, like just leave the frame off kind of thing?
Oh, dude. Yes. That piece. Look at this art. This piece is so sick, dude.
Yeah, it's really cool.
By the way, Fractured Identity on Arena.
Yeah.
Oh, baby.
Yeah, chat. I'm actually putting together a list of like the best artifact and enchantment hate. If you want, you can leave me your suggestions in the Discord. Yeah, to deal with all these insane artifacts that are coming out these days that float for 3 mana when you sacrifice a creature. Yeah, Null Rod seems pretty good.
What set was this in that brought Thoughtseize to Arena? I didn't know Thoughtseize was on Arena. Oh, Amonkhet Remastered. Got it.
Yeah.
Couldn't find it.
Yep.
Could not find the set. But yeah, that compared to that compared to that, dude, are you kidding me? This card looks sick. Look at the snakes.
Yeah, I think it's different strokes for different folks.
Yeah, 100%.
Because I'm fine with both of them.
Yeah.
I like the extended art, and I like that one because it's got kind of like this, like newspaper on the wall kind of vibe, which is pretty sweet. But I probably prefer the borderless as well if I had to pick between them. If someone was like, hey, you're going to get a full set of these, and I'm going to give you one or the other, I would go for the borderless treatments over the other one.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Just to get that full kind of the whole piece that artist did,
Hey, by the way,
rather than,
you see a card that did not age well with these new rules. What's an outlaw, chat? What's an outlaw? Do we know what an outlaw is in this family? Come on, we got to get to 169 likes, by the way.
We got the one in there.
Click that like button if you haven't, chat. Let's get to 169 before we're done here tonight. We know what an outlaw is. That's right. Move to combat. Warm P. Warlock, Assassin, Rogue.
Right. Warm P. Our chat knows, dude.
What is
they
M?
know.
What is M? Mercenary.
P.
No. Warlock, Assassin, Rogue, Mercenary,
Pirate.
Warm P.
Warm P, baby.
Warrior, Cleric. What? Those aren't outlaws.
Yeah.
Get out of here, Outlaws Merriment. You're not thematic or
warrior
synergistic
isn't
at
an
all.
outlaw. A warlock is.
Yeah, honestly,
would you
I would
agree
go in
based
here.
on World of Warcraft thoughts that a warlock would be an outlaw and not a warrior?
Yes. Unless that warrior was a mercenary, in which case we're already taken care of.
Like Gul'dan was kind of an outlaw, right?
Yeah, I think so.
If we're really I would say so.
If we're gonna break it down.
Yeah.
If we're gonna break it down.
I mean, there was some outlaw stuff going on over there.
I just think it's funny that now outlaw is a subtype that is
And
invisible
outlaw's
information we have
merriment.
to keep up with. I don't care what anybody yells at
Aged
me
like
about.
Warm P, huh?
Oh, Skullcrack, also now going to be on Arena. Love having this
That's
on
good.
Arena.
Yep.
Suck it,
Surgical,
all you Enchantress decks
getting
that I run into.
another mill reprint, dude. Surgical was already pretty cheap, and now, oh man, they have like
We haven't
beaten
had
this into
this.
the dirt.
This one has not been on Arena, so now we've got Surgical Extraction on Arena.
Surgical Extraction on Arena is sexy as
Dude, Timeless.
all F. Like seriously,
I feel
dude?
like all we do is bitch at WotC, and we sometimes need to give props where props are due. And I
we
will
do
say,
that all the time.
over the past year, including up till now, the Arena team, with the help of all these sets within sets, whatever, has really done a good job of getting more depth of cards onto Arena via these sets within sets. So I do like that. That's a nice byproduct of all these. Let's reprint
Surgical
cards every time so that people will buy our packs.
Surgical does make me want to play Arena because Surgical is one of those cards that is just such a Jake card because it plays with Mill so nicely.
Yeah.
And I never get to play it in Commander because you don't play Surgical Extraction in Commander. It's not a Commander card. It is a card that is meant to rip the win condition out of constructed decks. And
Correct.
It does it so beautifully in Mill because you get to see their entire strategy. The first time they put 5 or 6 cards in their graveyard, you know what they're playing and you know what to remove. And Surgical is a perfect card for that. So yeah, that Anguish Unmaking, this one's good. Contagion Engine, that's good.
Yeah, Contagion Engine is up there with one of the more expensive hits, y'all. This one's around a $20 card, as you can see, pretty scarce. Had a secret layer. We know that this really only temporarily pushes prices down before the desirable ones just bounce right back up to the cost of the card. And then the list, it ain't doing shit. But now we got a new version, 2 new versions. So it'll be a good time to pick that up too. Yeah, so Breaking News is a really cool set within a set. I like how everything is kind of fallen out with this set so far from the cards, from the mechanical standpoint. Again, I could really go off a whole nother time about how weak, how thin I felt like the story was for this. But the cards and the mechanics dope. I think we've got some really cool toys to play with. I mean, and it's a lot of like callbacks too. Like instead of Memory Jar, we get Memory Vessel. Instead of, what was the other one? We had 2 others. Instead of Lotus, we get Lotus Ring. Instead of, there's another one. Oh, Prismatic Vista, we get Tarnation Vista. And so it's got these kind of like, we got a new sword. We have this thing
massive.
still to talk about.
That thing exists. I want to read Tarnation Vista. This one's new. Dude. I haven't seen.
Yeah. This one's a sweet one.
Tapped as it enters, choose a color. For each color among monocolored permanents you control, add. Oh, yeah, massive. Very good.
Nyx. Is that the land?
It's got like a Nykthos Shrine to Nyx vibe.
Yeah. Nykthos. Yep. Monocolor Nykthos. Does ETB tapped? What do you think about this card, Jake? 1 green, 3
Search
other
your
Omen
library
Path.
for up to 5 lands with different names, exile them, then shuffle. Beginning of your end step, choose a card at random, exiled with it. Yeah, I think it's insane.
So you're going to go get your 5 land cards and I'm going to remove your enchantment. And now your 5 best lands are gone.
Yeah, I mean, if you remove the enchantment, then sure. It really comes down to like how often this is going to get removed over a Smothering Tithe or something like that, you know?
That's true.
Yeah.
This actually scares me more than Smothering Tithe.
Does it?
I mean, you're going to go get your 5 best lands.
They pretty much do the same thing, right?
You go get your 5 best lands.
Yeah.
I mean, you should be winning. You're not trying to ramp with Omen Path Journey. I think you're trying to win. Unfortunately, like Kraken Jank said, it is random. And so you're not going to be able to be like, I want to now put on Dark Depths. I want to put on Thespian Stage. I win. You know what I'm saying?
Arthur, you're not wrong. The draft on Arena will be insane.
Oh, dude. This limited format more than any limited format.
Cool card. I think it's very good. They should have put Indestructible on it. Yeah,
honestly, Hexproof I feel like would have gone a long way on this card, but it also might have made it one of the most busted cards that we've ever seen. This one kind of blew up on the internet when it first got spoiled, because half the people were like, oh my god, this is so cool, and half the people were like, this is an enormous trap. You're gonna get your 5 best lands exiled from your library and you're gonna pay for the pleasure. So we'll see.
Again, it's interesting. Maybe because there's just so many times where I'm looking at the board and I'm just like not even removing some really insane enchantments just because there's better ones. So it's like, if I'm running like a nice catch-all of like enchantment hate, like say I'm running like a Reverend Silence where I just want to give everybody 6 life and wipe the board of enchantments, or if you're in a pod that's heavy on enchantment hate, like you got the Aura Shards guy that's always like blowing everything up. Yeah, this is a pretty unattractive
well, I mean,
card.
I'm also running Anguished Unmaking in every black-white deck.
Yeah,
and so I can ace this thing easily.
There's definitely ways to ace it. It just comes down to where it falls on the threat at the time. You know, it's like, how much do I care about this person? Like making sure like if the cards that are coming up are like, for example, say they have an Exsanguinate in hand, and the cards that are coming up are like Cabal Coffers and an Urborg, or that kind of stuff. Then for sure. But also at the same time, it is green, and so it's whatever you can do in those kind of colors. I do think that there's ways to get a lot of value out of it.
I could see a landfall deck wanting to run this. I could see a landfall deck wanting to run this as just I'm gonna, for 4 mana over the next 5 turns, I'm gonna guarantee myself 2 landfall triggers for 4 mana for 5 turns. That's not bad, right? We're running a mono green, maybe a blue green landfall.
Is it public knowledge what these exiled cards are? Are they exiled face down? I think it would be.
I'm not sure how exile works like
I'm
that.
pretty sure they would say face down.
I'm assuming it's got to be public, because it's that whole like you're searching for a specific thing clause. That's why all those spells say if you're searching for a creature, reveal it, then put it in your hand, because you gotta.
So like, for example,
check.
If I'm getting like, for example, just like a couple dual lands and just like basic ramp.
I mean, they come to play tapped anyway.
Ever gonna get touched.
Go grab a bunch of triomes. Stuff like that.
Just go grab your shit. And if somebody really wants to hate you off it, you can be like, well, what was I really doing? Like
extra land every turn, pretty much.
Yeah, because when you look at a Tithe, right? They are like, you could have a Smothering Tithe generate 6 mana in 1 rotation, and then you're thinking about that, how this card we're talking about right now, it's massively slow compared to this, or even like a Mystic Remora I want to get rid of before this, so it's
but it does have Jason Frasca's kid on it.
It does have something going on in the art for sure.
Digimon, digital monsters, Digimon are in Magic.
That thing is adorable. It kind of reminds me of my cat, and I'm sure that that's the point.
Hey, real quick, all hail our co-stream monarch, Mr. DJ Long, here with the $2 super chat.
DJ, what's up?
Let's see that giant. We want to see that giant. Hi, all. Show me your giant. All hail.
Why are you so afraid to say beaver?
Crowns in chat. Crowns in chat.
It really is going to come down to just how it ends up getting played. And I know you like to play devil's advocate, but I feel like you probably feel the same way. Like, it's probably just a fair card, right?
For sure. I think that people are going to get hosed, but it's a high risk, high reward. 2 lands per turn for 4 mana over 5 turns. That's pretty sick. That's a good return. And so, especially when you're really into your landfall triggers or stuff like that. And so do I think some people are going to get really punished by it? Sure. Do I think it's going to be a staple? No. I think it'll find a home in some decks and we'll move on. That's why I like these little, you know, it's so funny. If this is how we do aftermaths from now on, I don't know if they're like abandoning that model completely and just folding all of those cards that would be in an aftermath set into the main set and not calling it a secondary thing or a different set within a set
for simplicity.
Yeah,
it makes
I feel like
my gut tells me they probably do.
We probably don't want 2 sets within sets with a bunch of different treatments and a bunch of different pull rates, and then they're in different boosters and blah blah blah. You probably don't want that very often, if ever again. I would agree with that.
Yeah, prob's not.
But I do like this. Like, I really like it. It's interesting. I hated Aftermath, but I like the idea of it. It's just not been executed well. Loot, the key to everything, chat. If you are not familiar, the spoiler for this, and this is a story spoiler if you care. I'll give you a second to mute, and I'll give you a thumbs up when I'm done with spoilers.
I want to get Annie's take on this card.
Yeah, go ask Annie if it's cute.
Annie,
Loot,
can you?
This is what they
I
found
want you
in the
to do
vault.
1 minute. 1 minute on what you think of this card, and I just want you to look at it. You just sit and look at it for 1 second. Just give us your thoughts. Sweet.
Are you like? What's up, Drake and Josh?
Annie B, how you doing?
Oh my God, good. How are you?
We need your take on, is Loot cute?
Is he ever?
Do you
Unless
find
you don't have a fucking soul, then yeah, he's absolutely cute.
so you like Loot?
Here's the thing, he is ugly cute because of the teeth. The teeth they need to either be sharper or bigger. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah,
They're
yeah,
small and only some of them are sharp.
yeah.
So it makes you think, what happened there?
It looks like one of those little creatures in a movie where it starts out all cute and then it can like turn on you really viciously.
Yeah, it's very Gremlins.
Get
He's extremely
scary out of
Gremlins.
nowhere. Yeah.
I love Gremlins. I love an ugly cute thing. Like E.T. is
Right.
ugly cute. I love E.T. I would kill for E.T. The tail is confusing.
It has
Is
a
that
little
his
magic
tail?
tail. Yeah, little magical tail.
Why has he got a blue orb in his tail?
He's also
Oh,
wearing,
I like him there so much.
he's also wearing a
Oh, he
scarf.
looks like Bill.
That's what Jake said. It reminds me
He
of him.
looks just like
Jake,
Billy.
Jake said it reminds me of my cat. Hey, League of Legends players in chat, what's the name of the creature from League that looks a little like this? Type it in chat
What's
and
his name? Richard?
click that like button
Wanna
if you
see-
haven't yet, chat. Let's get to 169 likes. Come on. Yeah,
Hit
this
that
is
like
the...
button. Let's get 69,420 likes.
There you go. Annie's been trained well.
Nar.
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 Wow.
Nar. 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 Nar.
Everybody is like, it's called Nar.
Harold, the word is actually Wordle, not Yordle. It's a game with the New York Times. I'm sure that's what you were talking about. Wow. Wait, is this all him? Oh, that's Nar.
This apparently is
Oh,
Nar.
I like Nar. He's cute as fuck. Hi, Lemon. You're cuter. Don't worry.
Nar is cute. Nar does kind of look like Loot. I gotta be honest.
Here's what I like. I like that his hands are tiny. I like that he looks like a little fox cat.
Yeah.
And I like that he wears a bandana.
Looking for his other... Yeah, he does have a little
Those
scarf.
are my favorite things. Yeah, he has a scarf on. And he has almost like his little blue lines almost look like he's got little tattoos. He's a little baddie.
Yeah, he's a beast noble. He's a noble. He's royalty.
He's the key to everything.
It, he, she. I don't know what... Have we gendered Loot yet? Does Loot have a gender? It's just a beast?
I think, yeah, Beast, he's a fair they. They're fair. Loot is loot. Loot is beyond gender.
Loot is higher. Loot is beyond gender.
Yeah,
I do
loot
like
doesn't
that.
need our fucking social constructs. Loot is loot. Nar. Nar.
Nar looks
I'm
more
really
like a
confused.
fox cat.
He does look like a fox cat. Yeah. Sonic
then-
pre-updated teeth.
Pre-updated
funny.
Sonic teeth.
See, like I like there where his canines are longer. That makes more sense to me. I like
Well,
that.
That is Loot. Got the blue tongue in there.
Would
Very
I
cute.
hug him? 10 out of 10. He looks like he's been eating blue raspberry candy. 10 out of 10.
You'd get a plushie of Loot.
Yeah, oh yeah.
That's
Hopefully
definitely
with
where
his
this
mouth
is-
closed.
that's
That
definitely
would be
where
my
this is
only
going.
request. Are you holding Lemon?
Chat, everybody say hey to Annie.
What's up, guys?
All right, now I gotta
What's up, motherfuckers? And then I don't know if Loot can do it. Oh, Loot, he's just sad too much. That's why his teeth are small.
Annie,
Yeah,
good to see you.
good to see you too. I just got home. It was hot today.
That's
Hey
what I heard.
guys, how's it going? I am Groot. I love Groot. All right, I gotta go. I gotta go get ready for my show.
Yeah, you
I
do.
have too much stuff today. I found a stray dog today, but
What'd you
I was
do?
walking two dogs, and one of them's a little reactive. So I saw a lady feeding cats, and I go, "Do you know whose dog that is?" And she was like, "No. Oh my God, is that dog alone?" So I gave her the treats in my pocket, and she said she was gonna go figure it out. And then I drove back like 10 minutes later, and nobody was there. So no dog. Oh, anybody. So I don't get the satisfaction of knowing what happened, but I'm pretty sure it was just somebody's dog got out of their yard.
Yeah, I bet it's fine.
I hope so. I love finding a dog and being the one to rescue it.
Absolutely.
But I can't put other dogs at risk.
And if you don't mind, I need my partner back on the show.
Are you saying I'm fired?
Temporarily.
Lotus said he wants you to come back. Are
We
you hitting
will-
on my boyfriend right
we
now?
will reshoot. We will shoot another segment soon.
Love you. Bye. Love you guys. Bye. That's not too much. I want to hug a little Loot.
You know
I
this
like how she did
happens every
whole-
time.
that whole chunk without with the earphones in backwards.
Well,
So
She heard the left
No,
and the
you
right and the right and the left.
I
Um,
said that she was gonna say it looked like our cat, didn't I?
Not every single card in this set that is all mythics feels mythic to me. And that makes sense, right? Because we have uncommons that I guess they were designed as
because-
uncommons.
Because that's how they did it in Aftermath.
Right.
Because like I was saying in Aftermath, those uncommons, if you bought a full box of that shit, you ended with like 6 of them.
Yeah,
you got
have
every
800 hostile investigator for
Yeah,
sure.
dude. Yeah. And then also you have to keep in mind, these are going to be legal to play in limited.
Yep.
So you can't have a completely like weird limited experience for when they do pop up. So
Right. But like this,
Yeah, I don't know.
4 mana, 4/3, ETB, one opponent discards a card.
Yeah.
Whenever somebody discards a card, investigate once per turn. That ain't a mythic. That ain't a mythic.
It's actually really funny. Sir Fiery says that. I did play League of Legends for a short period of time, and I did play Annie in League of Legends, and it was before I met Annie, which is pretty crazy. Chuckle Puff with the $5. Thank you so much.
Chuckle Puff. That is a
That is
fun,
a great name.
fun thing to say. I don't
It's
know if
got to
it's
be like
dirty or
the
not.
evolution of Wigglytuff, right?
All hail Chuckle Puff. All hail Chuckle Puff.
Jigglypuff, Wigglytuff, Chuckle
All hail
Puff.
Chuckle Puff.
Your
a name I wanna
Wigglytuff
yell.
evolved into a Chuckle Puff.
It's if you
You
hand
watched too much Rick and Morty.
if you trade a Jigglypuff holding a marshmallow, you get
Oh,
a
it turns into a Chuckle Puff.
you get a Chuckle Puff.
Yeah, sometimes it's like you have to walk a Pokemon a certain distance before
Right.
you can evolve them.
Yeah.
This is like you have to force it to watch a certain amount of like, I don't know, Comedy Central, and then eventually
Exactly.
you can
Now it's-
evolve it into a Chuckle Puff.
Now it's a Chuckle Puff. Igglypuff, Jigglypuff, Wigglytuff, Chuckle Puff.
Jigglybuff.
Look at this card.
Yeah.
When it enters the battlefield, you draw 3 cards, gain 6 life, and create 3 2/1 black bat creature tokens with flying. For 4 mana.
Yikes.
At the beginning of your end step, you discard a card, lose 2 life, and sacrifice a creature. And when it leaves the battlefield, you discard those 3 cards, you lose that 6 life, and you sacrifice those 3 bats.
So you want to give this away. Or sack it.
Offering.
Yeah. I want to see more cards like this, actually. Like, I want like a Zedru kind of like for all colors kind of thing.
Loot is a he? Oh, didn't expect him to be so young. Yeah. That's right. Yeah, this is cool, man. I would like more effects like this. High risk, high reward. Yeah, bro, this is like... Isn't there like, sacrifice enchantment
Yeah.
standard? That's a thing, right? You can destroy it. I want to sacrifice.
Yeah, like
Oh,
you can always
braids.
destroy or sack your own shit.
Bro, it's even in the colors. Mono black braids this card? Can we do that? At the beginning of your end step, you may sack an enchantment. So, okay, chat. Judge! At the beginning of your end step, you discard a card, lose 2 life, and sacrifice a creature. Braid says, at the beginning of your end step, you may sacrifice an artifact, creature, enchantment, land, or walker.
Yeah.
Are both abilities going to trigger and be on the stack? Or can I avoid this with braids? They both trigger at the end step. Is this still going to trigger even if this is sacrificed because I stack it so that the braids triggers on top and I sacrifice the enchantment, but this trigger's still on the stack, right? I'm still going to have to discard a card, lose 2 life, and sack a creature.
Braids
That's
is such a good build around, dude.
Oh, dude. Braids, I took notes for our Commander Playday last Friday.
Good build around.
This card hit me twice, 2 different games. This one got played against me, and it whooped ass every single time. The
I almost
person
want
was
to
just
get a set
drawing
of these
cards.
just to like hold them just in case, because it's just like one of those cards. Look at that Judge promo braids. Oh, 4 strength, 4 stem leather braids, level 18. Oh. It's just beautiful, dude.
Japanese championship promos are seriously the shit, dude.
I love this card.
Look at these. Planeswalker championship promos are the shit. I've covered these in a bunch of shorts, but these cards always look so dope.
It is honestly really, really nice.
Yeah. Yeah, so anime
$65 braids.
uwu braids. You want your uwu braids? Get you one right here.
Okay,
$85.
but you can't beat the LTB trigger unless you can do it at instant speed. That makes sense.
Okay, that's fine. Okay, that's
fine. That's fair.
Sacrifice 2
fair.
enchantments. Now, here, let's look at sorted by rarity.
God, you get 6 freaking power on that shit.
Okay, so
You
6
get
mana is not
6
going to work.
flying
We
power
need it to
on
be
that
a
shit.
2 or a 3. Sacrifice a... No, okay. No. Okay, sacrifice a permanent. Format standard.
This is what I want to find. What plays alongside braids that does something similar to what braids does, like that kind of like punishing kind of effect?
Yeah.
That could also be played in that 3-drop or like a 2-drop kind of spot, because it's like if you don't get braids, you want something else that's going to do something like, you know, similar to that. That way you can have 8 of them. It's like how you know, mill wasn't good until we got 8 crabs. It's like with 4 it's just like not even worth trying, but with 8 it's like you have kind of like you have a chance of building a deck around it. So
Yeah.
I'm just wondering.
Yeah, Matt
like-
just corrected me. I've been wrong this entire time. That last text, for some reason I thought that we were going to be able to avoid that last clause by getting rid of
Oh.
it, but as soon as it leaves is when the bad thing happens. So we want to donate this or protect it and win. Like, can we win within a turn or 2 of playing this? Because discard a card, lose 2 life, sacrifice a creature. Not terrible when we drew 3, gained 6, and created 3 creatures. And so if it's just going to like take away the value it gave us over 3 turns, right? Yeah.
Enters the battlefield, you draw 3 cards, gain 6 life, create 3/2. Yeah, I mean, you're getting so much value on that
Tons.
draw 3.
Holy shit. You're getting 6 power in the air, gaining 6 life and 3 cards. Damn. Yeah, it's a gifted. Right. Okay, yeah, Matt, that's what I'm feeling too. This is like I just need to get over the edge and I'm going to win in the next turn or 2 and I don't care about the middle text downside. Or I'm going to play
reminds me
this
of a
and I'm going to
card.
give it to you.
It's going to sit in a binder for a very, very long time. And then someday someone's going to figure out how to make it work. That's the vibe that I get from this card, like how to really make it work. Because yeah, it's like a harmless offering, but you also need something more than that.
What's that old goat commander that was the very first commander?
Zedru,
Thank you.
but it's red, white, and blue, so it can't go in there.
Yep. Second question. Wasn't there a Zedru-ish commander just printed in the last 6 months? That was like the second donation commander ever printed? Did that have black in it? Is there a good donation? I'll look up Blim. That's
You
actually
can
interesting.
donate or sack it in response to the ETB.
Whenever Blim... Yeah, but if you sack it in response to the ETB, that doesn't work. Okay, Blim, comedic genius. Whenever it deals, I remember this card from Commander Legends, and I remember it being garbage back then. Deals combat damage to a player. That player gains control of target permanent you control. Then each player loses life and discards card equal to the number of permanents they control but don't own. Yeah, I mean, the more cards we get like this, the better this
Sadly,
deck gets.
now we're talking about a legacy deck, though. When I want to be in like a modern or like a pioneer range.
Oh, I'm talking Commander.
No, I know you're talking Commander,
yeah.
but I'm looking at the card from like a constructed kind of thing, because
can we
in
build
Commander, I almost don't even really like give a shit. Like, I'm paying 4 to get 6 power in the air, draw 3 cards. The big thing I care about there is I'm drawing 3 cards. Everything else can go away, and I don't really even care. It's like 6 power, that'll evaporate like a fart in the wind.
But like for 2 mana less, you can just draw 2 cards. And have no downside or any fucking shit.
That's why I'm looking at it more for constructed of like a 4 of, because I want to play it alongside Harmless Offering. I would like to figure out a way to like abuse this card and then donate it to somebody.
Yeah.
But yeah,
because in constructed, 3 cards, 6 life, 6 power in the air is way insane.
Exactly.
Way insane.
Let's see what else we got coming up.
That's a cool card, though. That's a cool card.
Interesting card.
Rest in Peace is going to be in standard. Sorry, Graveyard decks. We cry together. Grand Abolisher. This is an interesting one, y'all, because this is going to push this price down. Look at all our versions of this now.
This is great.
Can you remember when this came out and we were like, oh my God.
Finally.
A Grand Abolisher has finally been reprinted. And then, just a...
Yep, I like the art as well. I think it looks really cool.
Agree.
It really dives deep into that lore that you were talking about earlier, that this plane has cactus and cacti. So
really touches on those themes again, the cactus themes, the sand themes.
Digs deep into those themes, so that's pretty sweet. But yeah, I do like the art on the card. I think it looks great.
This is one for me,
like Macho Man Abolisher. I could see that.
Mythic. This is not a mythic, but it's a good creature. 3 mana, and it doesn't say once per turn, which is what makes it good. 3 mana, 2/4. Whenever you cast a creature, create a 1/1 or create a token that's a copy of an artifact token you control.
Ooh,
good value.
Yeah, definitely
good
not
utility,
a mythic effect.
Not a mythic.
But cool.
Yeah.
That 4 is pretty sweet.
Yes, agree. It's out of range of cut down, which is huge. Absolutely huge. I'm not looking at this as a commander card. I'm looking at this as a constructed card. Getting out of range of cut down is fantastic for multiple formats. Creating extra bodies off your bodies or creating token copies of your artifact tokens.
Do you think this gets into mythic range if it was an ETB and not a cast? ETB creature.
Whenever a creature enters the battlefield under your control, create a 1/1. Whenever a non-token creature enters the battlefield under your control, create a 1/1 creature token or create a token that's a copy of a token, artifact token. Yeah, that would be, that's when we start getting busted, because then we can start cheating stuff. We can start blink training stuff and just get, infinite blinks of a creature, infinite ETB. It's really tough to get infinite casts. Because you gotta do 2 big things. You gotta draw your whole deck and you gotta make infinite mana, and that's tough. To do both of those is tough.
Yes,
but to blink chain something and infinite ETBs, that ain't hard to accomplish.
Yeah.
So, I mean, not a mythic, cool card. It'll be fun to build around. It'll probably.
What else we got on here that we haven't looked at?
Boros Convoke is an enormous deck in the meta right now. And this is a out of range of cut down 3-drop creature that makes more creatures
and plays off creatures nicely. Blocks well.
Yeah, the token that is created when you cast a creature spell. Like what's the Aftermath card that's at the top end of the Boros Convoke deck, y'all? It's a 4-drop. It's a person on a lion, on a giant lion, I think, that they're riding. Convoke sort date probably is going to get
Insanity.
me there.
We talked about pest control. I said I would love it at instant speed, but then I also said that would be insane. And then we eventually landed on it's really good.
Thank you, T-Wolf. This is the top end of that Convoke deck. You convoke this in once you get 5 creatures on the battlefield. it comes into the battlefield, gets 2 creature cards with X or less mana value, where X is the number of creatures that convoked it. So you can get up to, 5 mana creatures. So you have a creature that sees other things get cast, creates more things to convoke with. Yeah, I think that this could be really good and constructed. I wish this card was going to be in retro frame, because this would go in my Urza retro frame deck so hard. ETB Scry 2. Whenever another artifact with mana value 3 or greater enters the battlefield under your control, create a construct that gets +1/+1 for each artifact you control.
Mm-hmm.
And I just want to remind everybody, I want to take y'all back a couple of years in the Jake and Joel time machine. The construct sees itself. If you have a construct alone on the battlefield that says this construct gets +1/+1 for each artifact you control, and it itself is an artifact creature, it will not die automatically. Just want to throw that out there.
That's right.
Jake, I get comments on that short to this day. Wouldn't the construct die? No.
The other big comment on that short is that you can't tap it because it has summoning sickness. If there's one thing I know about Urza, you can tap the construct.
The construct does not die, and you can tap the construct to pay for costs as long as it's not an ability of that thing.
That's right.
How about Massacre Worm, Jake?
Good to see you.
Massacre Worm, but a mana less. And
you can do this other thing.
It's a removal spell until you need it.
Dude.
This is a mythic.
My goodness.
This is what a mythic looks like to me. You've got an uncounterable removal at the bottom of it.
Big menace.
That's essentially channel. They didn't use channel. And Rosewater even tweeted, he was like, we chose not to use channel on that, even though it's channel. We don't want to use channel everywhere. Okay.
Sure.
Whatever, Mark. It's channel. It's uncounterable. It's an ability.
Yeah.
And then if it does ETB, it just is a 5/4 menace that gives everything -2/2 until the end of turn.
You're walking outside at night. 2 velociraptors or that. What are you fighting? You got to fight one of those things.
Do I know anything about either adversary group in advance? Because my thought is
that these velociraptors are as smart as the shit you've seen in Jurassic Park.
And they can smell me. They want to hunt me. See, that's where my brain goes is dinosaurs want to eat me, and I know that.
Right.
Harvester of Misery is kind of an eldritch, old soul.
You're like, if I leave that alone,
right? Maybe it doesn't even
just be able to walk by it.
If I look at it, I might go insane, and so I need to avert my gaze immediately. Might be like a Cthulhu situation here, but maybe that thing only is concerned with old gods. That thing eats angels.
But you don't know. You don't know yet that thing gives -2/2.
That's all. Well, I mean, I could feel myself kind of despairing when I was around it. I was like, oh.
You'd be like, I want to get the fuck away from that.
I've got to go run. Gotta go run from these velociraptors.
All right, all right, we're gonna move on from this, but before we do, let's just get past this scenario. You don't have to engage it, and you don't have to engage the 2 velociraptors. You are at the end of a very large warehouse, in the middle of that warehouse are either the 2 velociraptors or the Harvester of Misery. Which one would you rather try to get out on the other end of?
I'm gonna say Harvester, just because it can't pin me. I don't know if those arms come off or it gets bigger or smaller or anything. I don't know what its abilities are, but I think I'm gonna try and fight this Demogorgon looking thing here, or at least just get past it. That's the goal, right?
That's all you have to do. You have to get past it.
Yes. Yeah. Okay.
Well, we're in a big warehouse.
Big warehouse.
Okay. All right, cool. We got past it.
Generous Plunderer, a red and 1/2/2 menace. At the beginning of your upkeep, create a treasure token if you want. And if you do, target opponent creates a tapped treasure token. Whenever it attacks, it deals damage to defending player equal to the number of artifacts they control. I like this. Where I would put this in Commander is in an
political.
I would put this in an equipment deck.
Yeah.
Because it's going to look for it's going to be ramp in red white, which is good. And then it's political, like you said. I'm going to give you the treasure, but I'm going to attack the artifact player with Generous Plunderer.
Yeah, dude.
Suited up with some equipment.
Look at how they give
fly.
so many good creatures menace these days.
Menace and Vigilance.
Menace.
Menace and Vigilance are two of the most...
Menace seems to just be on so much these days.
It's a strong ability. Strong ability.
Yeah. Wish it had flash. Yeah,
Nah,
maybe
this
so.
This
I
doesn't
think
need
that
the
makes
F
it.
word.
I think that really kind of puts it over the top because you're already in red and there's a lot of easy ways to give it haste.
Yeah, dude. Doug, I got to go with you on this one, man. The frame, what do they call this? The vault frame? I forget what it's called. The vault frame
I think
is
that's what it's called. Yeah.
super tight. I love this one.
Yeah, I like this frame as well.
Really heavy.
It's got very much like a masterpiece kind of vibe to it.
Right. Y'all, there are a lot of these. We actually hadn't planned on going through all of these tonight. We were going to look at all the commanders, but I think that we are not going to have time to do that anymore tonight, Jake. Because that's a 33 list. So
yeah,
I guess we can just keep plowing through these. 27. Let's hit a refresh and see if we happen to have gotten any more since we've started this. Because the rest of these are supposed to come out today.
Have we gone through everything here?
No, not yet. Not yet.
Okay.
I'm just going to double check and see if we've gotten any of the other newest outlaws. Big score. Generous ancient. Okay, no. April 2. No, we've seen all these. So we haven't
I
seen...
do think it would be fun to open this set. Like there is part of me that's like, because I really like the Riku, for example, like and I think that Riku only has like one frame that I've seen, but I'm really interested in that. And yeah,
Borderless. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, it's just a rare, but it looks fun, dude. Modal spells seems like a good time. When you said that as a joke, or you were like, this says a card for Jake if I've ever seen one. It really is, though.
I really wanted you to play that one that I built you. It would have been
Cody?
a worse version. Yeah, Cody. It was the worst version. Worser than the Riku
It's funny because I
version.
have a foil extended of this card that I opened. So I have like a paper version that would be good. But no, the Riku makes so much more sense now, because that's kind of what the deck needed, is like the ability to cast permanents.
Yes.
That's like what we really want to do is
100%. Well, and the ability to use the spells when you want to use them. Cody
because
just fires off
my
a bunch
goal
of
is
spells.
put 30 good, really good modal spells, like with Plane-Wide Celebration being one of the best ones.
Right.
You know, you can do 4 modes off of your Riku.
Yeah.
And the Riku is so low to the ground that you just get him onto the battlefield and protect it, and you're going to be able to get that value. And then you do need payoffs. You need big payoffs in the deck, but it goes wide, it draws cards, or not draws cards, but you get that impulse draw.
Right.
Then it also grows itself. So like the tokens, just the token synergy, to just go into like a doubling season, it's like, dude, let's play doubling season, let's play all that stuff. Big fan of this card.
Yeah, I'm excited to see this from you.
Yeah,
It'll be cool. And it's
fun.
very unlike anything you've built as well. It's not like a straight up Jake deck, other than you like modal spells. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because we don't normally do like green and like Simic.
Yeah,
I'm not
green
very
and
much
blue,
like
not your thing.
Yeah.
Not combined.
I
anyway.
play green in Carador, but I only play it because the black balances it out, and I'm able to tolerate it. You know,
Brody, what's up? Good to see you. Everybody, wave at the mod. Wave at the mod. Everybody, wave at the mod.
Brody. I play so much Helldivers with that guy.
We are at 140 likes. We need to be at 169 likes. Real quick, we are going to just go ahead and finish off going through the big score tonight. But seeing as we are nearing our 2-hour mark, let's go ahead and hit our sponsors real fast. Do a little sponsor segment. Everybody, either pay attention, go get some water. Don't leave though. We're going to go back and finish off what we've got from the big score so far, since we've basically gone through the entire thing at this point. But what we want to do is start with our sponsor, Card Conduit. Jake, you want to tell us about Card Conduit?
Card Conduit. I can tell you about Card Conduit. I have used Card Conduit. We're actually going to be making a fun video for Card Conduit when we go to San Francisco. It's going to be a great time.
By the way, we are going to Command Fest San Francisco in the middle of we're going to be there on 420. Do with that information what you will.
Wow, we are going to be there on 420.
Chicken Richard pointed that out to me. I didn't even know because he was like, "Y'all going?"
Yeah.
He goes, "You going anywhere but Vegas?" And I was like, "Actually, we're going to Command Fest San Francisco." And he was like, "Cool, I'm there. Nice, we'll be there at 420." And I was like, "What?"
That's great. No,
Anyway,
yeah,
Card Conduit.
And when we aren't doing our 420 stuff, we are going to be talking about Card Conduit, our amazing sponsor that helps us do this full time. They really work with us to make sure that we stay off the streets. No, this is a great place where you can go to sell your singles, and we do recommend it. It's a very easy process. If you have like a bunch of stuff that's building up $1 or more, use their price check tool, do a little bit of pre-work, because you can save yourself some money using their curated service versus their sorted service and their standard service. And then also, if you use code JAJAM when you check out, you're going to be able to save on some fees. I've used this. We have patrons that have used this, and there are other community members that we hear from all the time. People that I play with and Travis's group as well have used this, and just a ton of people are using Card Conduit. So get the word out and use the service yourself. It's extremely easy to use. If you're trying to get rid of some cards, but you're like, you know what, I don't want to freaking spend any more money. Well, turn your cards into money. That way you can spend that money on cards and you don't have to feel so bad. That's what I would do.
I promise you that everybody in this chat right now has a stack of Magic cards sitting around exactly like this that are all worth $1 or more, and you're not using them. Send them to Card Conduit, get cash, spend that on Magic cards that you actually want to play. All right?
That's right.
And
I actually probably will keep this hollowed fountain.
This is an anecdote from our community, but Chim007 AZO in chat said Card Conduit performed CPR on my sister and saved her life. That's just an anecdote. We cannot confirm or deny.
Advice.
But that's an interesting thing to hear. You know what I'm saying? That's just good to hear. I like to hear that. I don't know
Zach
if it's real.
G, you better come say hello in San Francisco, bro.
Yeah. TCGplayer.com, TCGplayer.com, TCGplayer.com. There you go.
And how? TCG Player, you can go there to buy your cards. If you are looking for a place to buy your Magic the Gathering singles, and you're like, man, I am so sick of asking random people on the streets next to Jake and Joel, because that's where they used to live. I'm so sick of asking these people, where do I buy Magic cards? Do you have a Snapcaster Mage? I'm trying to find a Snapcaster Mage. And they're like, what is that? This is an Amazon.
My arm hurts.
Just stop wasting your time trying to buy your singles at the local convenience store and go to TCG Player. That's a great spot to go. You can search a bunch of different sellers. You can even buy cards from other games if you don't like Magic the Gathering. TCG Player doesn't care because they're making money. So whether you like Magic or Yu-Gi-Oh or
Star Wars,
Pokemon Trading Man,
Star Wars Unlimited,
Star Wars, no matter what the game you like,
bro, there are $500 cards in this Star Wars game.
You're messing up my TCG Player promo.
Sorry, it's the TCG Player. Go buy Boba Fett Collecting the Bounty Showcase SOR for $600.
TCG Player won't care. They'll just be happy that they made that money off the Boba Fett. So whether you like Magic or Yu-Gi-Oh or Star Wars or what was the other one? Flash the Blood. Any of those games, they sell them over on TCG Player. Go check out TCG Player.
Do you like Lorcan?
I do like Lorcan because I eat a lot of canned food, and I've just started recently heating it up on the stove instead of in the microwave.
That's excellent. Every time you put metal in the microwave, you had to buy a new one, right?
It's awful. It's awful, and they don't tell you on any of the microwaves, so you have to learn yourself, and by like the 6th microwave, you're like deep in debt.
I want to show you
how many microwaves you owe your neighbors because you can't stop borrowing their microwaves.
My new favorite Dragon Shields are the Soul matte dual sleeves and the Power matte dual sleeves. Oh, these are the Might ones I've got right here. These are not the matte duals, but yo, they have just had some excellent colors come out recently. All the way down to like bone and white. I've been using these really nicely, and they're the matte duals, so they're black on the inside. Cards really pop. I pretty much have swapped to exclusively using matte duals on all of my commander decks. Dragon Shield, best sleeves in the entire multiverse.
I
Sponsor
like
the
the
channel.
matte ones too, dude.
Yes.
I have to say that because just for shuffling, there's like this weird kind of like easing in period for sleeves when
Yeah.
they're like brand new and
Uh-huh.
they're not matte, and it's just they're slippery. They just want to go flying out the window, dude. And so unless your window is closed, they're just gonna fly away. So the matte duals, they're really good for that.
Yeah, seriously. And they're like just a beautiful gold color on these. And then you can see how the card pops off because of the black interior. Y'all know matte duels. Go get some matte duels. Go use Dragon Shield. Use our code. You'll get some percentage off. All of this is in the description of the video, and it's also in our Discord. Somebody in chat, please do me a favor and type exclamation Discord so that the link to Discord will be dropped in chat and everybody can come join our Discord, hang out with us, play some Commander, and also see our affiliate links. Before you check out at TCG Player or Dragon Shield, make sure you use our links. MTG Stocks.
MTG Stocks for charting the price of your cards and getting the most out of your card collection.
That's right.
Educated buying is really like
Everything
what
we preach.
MTG Stocks is about.
That is what we preach here. That is what
So
we
like
want.
when we're talking about, don't buy Mind Break Trap, we're most likely looking at a chart on MTG Stocks going, this card has only been printed ever once, and it hasn't been printed in a long time. So there's probably a set that's going to be coming out that brings a Mind Break Trap. And here we are. Here it is. And if you had been watching Jake and Joel and you had been learning about MTG Stocks, you would know all about this site and that you can go there and you can sign up for their premium service, and you can really get into setting notifications, tracking the price of cards, and just all sorts of like really good market data kind of stuff.
That's the huge thing. You get a brand new dashboard for your latest market changes. You get Discord notifications according to rules that you set up. Same thing with price alerts. Just expanded on all of the features that they've got already that y'all see us use on the stream all the time. MTG Stocks, fantastic website. Also Moxfield, best. Y'all just go follow us over here. We put all of our decks on Moxfield. Here's our profile. I'll drop this in chat. Go follow us over there. Go like a deck and say, I saw you on live stream. I saw you on live stream. Card Conduit saved my sister with CPR. Go comment that.
Are there any really good testimonials out there, verified or unverified, that
anybody's life
that
been
anyone
saved
has
by
to say about?
Moxfield?
Moxfield. And then I guess we should talk about our new sponsor.
Yeah, so
that's going to be coming up.
Yeah, let's talk about it. Announcing here live, we have newly inked a partnership with Drip Shop. Drip Shop
is a spot that you can go.
Yeah, it may look familiar. There are other websites like it. You may have even seen us on some other website like it in the past. But Drip Shop is going to be the official live selling home of Jake and Joel or Magic. We've got a lot of details coming up in the future about this unification of brands. We're really excited about it. Drip's really excited about it. And we think it's going to be great for the community, honestly. So,
yeah,
forthcoming. We're going to be doing 2 shows over there a month. Make sure you check them out. Going to have a lot of cool stuff on sale. A lot of signed stuff.
Yeah, we're going to be giving a bunch of stuff away.
Giving
it's going to be
away.
going to be a whole thing.
Got some stuff to sell and give away. So make sure that y'all are at those shows. Again, jump in the Discord if you want to be notified when all of this goes down. We try to keep notifications to a minimum over there, but we do like to keep people informed. Huge thanks to all of our sponsors. You're keeping us off the streets. You're keeping my kids fed. You're keeping Jake's hamsters fed. 34 of them? 35 of them? How many do you have now?
And shout out to Joel for finally letting his kids get hamsters, because when he says he's taking care of his kids, that's me.
Yep.
And I have 10 hamsters and it is awesome. And that is all thanks to Joel. So thank you, Joel.
You're welcome. You're welcome. I like when you put all 10 of them in the same hamster ball. It's chaos and it's hilarious, honestly.
You can only do it for 5 minutes and then they start to eat each other's hands.
Yeah,
and
do.
so I'm sick of having hamsters with no hands or noses.
Yeah. Yeah.
It
Really.
got dark so quickly. And thank God it was after the drip segment, because I don't want them to see that. That would be a really bad first impression.
Chat. Let's pivot back. We got some other big scorecards to talk about. Hit that like button. let's get back into it. Thank you for sitting through our little sponsor segment there.
Let me ask you this before we get back into this,
Yeah.
because this is a very serious question.
Yeah.
You think back in the day, like when Mozart was putting out a new piece, people were like, oh, it's going to be a big score. I'll take your silence as a maybe.
I need you to take my silence as silence. Chat.
You just have to know someone in history had to have said it. Oh, what a big score.
Absolutely.
Mozart.
We talked about the people that are keeping us off the street, and we neglected to mention our patrons. Our patrons are the lifeblood. Y'all let us stay as independently as we possibly can stay. We've got perks up and down the chain. We don't view this as like, oh, we're selling these perks for that much. That's how much these perks are worth. What we've done is provide a bunch of different tiers of how much people want to support us, because people want to support at different levels. They always have. And so we try to balance that with perks and rewards all the way up the chain. You can see we've got a $2,000 tier. Do you want to be the channel monarch? Go ahead. That's your choice. But we've got realistic and cool perks up and down the chain here. One of the ones we're proudest of is our enthusiast level, where so far we're up to 5. We've done 5 exclusive videos, 5 weeks in a row. We've hit our mark. We haven't missed. Claps for me and Jake for doing our jobs. So you get an exclusive video that's only on the Patreon over there. We don't post that online anywhere else, along with all the other perks. Go check out our Patreon and see.
Joel, I just sent you a picture
of
for you. Our beautiful patrons. If you want to share this, I just shared it to you in Discord.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Oh yeah, here we go. Perfect. Let me go ahead and open this up. We'd like to thank all of our 100% Degave patrons.
Yeah, this is a picture of all of our Patreons here. And I was able to find and come up with this from just using some Google. So if you want to see like a more kind of like a more tangible idea of what our patrons look like, it's this. So thank you to all of them.
How many of them have the green ribbon, do you think?
I don't know. Good question. Just followed us on Drip. Let's go. Thank you.
We appreciate that.
Silver. I'm at least gold, Jake. I'm just trying my best here. I'm trying to figure out what patrons look like, man. I don't know. No, man. I'm doing my best.
Let's finish off our big score pick through here.
The sponsored segment fell flat at the end, Joel. Well, everything fell flat right at the end of the whole sponsored thing, because we did Card Conduit, and that was great. TCG Player was great. Dragon Shield was great. We talked about that.
That's a Patreon patron holding Patron.
The Patreon thing at the end ended up not being a good joke.
This is your brother, right? This is your brother?
Yeah. Where'd you find that? What is that?
It's a Patreon patron
holding
a bottle of Patron.
Don't make me break. I'm sad. Hold on.
Patreon patron holding Patron.
I hated how the end of the Patreon thing went.
William is Bister. It's very likely that you were the first follower. Y'all, this group of people here watching us live are the first people that are not our contacts at Drip or us.
That's true.
That know that relationship has been established. Like I said, I'm serious. The ink on that contract is not dry. So
yeah,
we got a lot of details forthcoming.
So we're not touching it.
No,
because it will smudge.
He keeps licking it. It keeps it wet, but he doesn't.
You're not left-handed, are you, Joel?
Oh my God, no. Ugh.
Neither am I.
Thank
if we were left-handed, we would. It would.
I actually thought we were gonna have to cancel the channel
chance of us smudging it.
Oh yeah, dude.
Just saying.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
It's gotta be so tough.
Oh hell, we've had a murder in the throne room. There's been a murder in the throne room. A murder at Karlov Manor in the throne room.
Patreon played it. Yeah, William with the $6. Thank you.
Chuckle Puff. Thank you, outgoing monarch. All hail the outgoing monarch. Chuckle Puff. William is Bister. All hail.
Huge Murphy says, thank you for the great Patreon play day. Glad I was able to fill some empty slots. We appreciate you, Hugh.
That was fun. Oh, sorry. That was fun. Patreon Playdate was super fun. Jake and I were
That was a great time.
exhausted afterwards. And we
I won
just,
like I won like
immediately
3
went
of
to
my
bed.
games, dude.
Oh,
Holy
no shit.
crap.
Oh, well, you just
I actually felt like I was a good player. I killed 2 people in one game with an Aetherflux reservoir. It was amazing.
That's sick. I won 2. I brought 2 precons, and so my 2 losses were precons.
Yeah. I had one game where I never drew any lands, and then everybody else did a bunch of combos, and I just kind of sat there and
Yeah, Matt, William, y'all will have a code that you can use to get like a random amount of dollars to spend on the platform for free. So yeah, feel free to use your, like, I guess make your account. That's probably all fine and stuff. Just don't use any other codes until we send you ours. We'll send you one.
sorry I couldn't make it to play day. I got called into work. Well, there will be plenty more.
Yeah.
And then also
Every
Joel and I
month.
were talking about like when we can, we're going to look at possibly picking up some extra games and stuff. So like if we're around or if you're looking for a game, we might pop in sometime.
Let's finish off this list of the big
Let's do
score.
it.
World
Yeah,
Walker Helm. What were you going to say?
Yeah. No, I was going to say, you know, the Patreon segment kind of fell flat there at the end, but it's fine.
I don't think it did.
Yeah.
I
World
love our
Waker
patrons.
Helm, 1 blue, 2 other. If you would create 1 or more artifact tokens, instead create those tokens plus an additional map token. So it's like an Academy Manufactor except for maps.
It's
Academy
crazy.
Map-U-Factor.
It's crazy how many cards this set is giving my Urza deck, but
Oh yes,
they're
man.
not retro frame,
You can't put them in.
so I can't put them in there.
You can't even put them in. You could if you didn't have that parameter. But
Damn these rules!
yeah, those rules, those gosh darn rules. Pretty cool card.
I like
Pretty
that
cool
card.
card, honestly.
Yes,
It's the Academy Map-U-Factor. That's what I'm going to call that.
I like Academy Map-U-Factor. I like that it is any artifact tokens, and sweet bolus, there are a lot of artifact tokens running around nowadays.
Mm-hmm.
Create a token that's a copy of target artifact token you control. That's what I want to do to my constructs in my Urza
Pretty
deck.
good.
Need a retro version of the World Walker Helm, please, Gavin? I will tweet you. We looked at all these. We did not look at Legion Extruder, 1 red, 1 other artifact. When it ETBs, it deals 2 to any target. Instant. Interesting. I wish it was flash. Pay 2, tap it, sack another artifact, create a 3/3.
It almost has like a Combine Chrysalis kind of vibe about it.
Yeah, this feels constructed to me. Doesn't feel commandery.
Yeah. Sack another artifact, create a 3/3 colorless golem. Not gonna lie, the rate for 2 of being able to sack like treasures or maps to create 3/3s, that seems something that can get out of hand. It's kind of cool.
2 to any target. I mean, this is just such a better card, but we're going to compare it anyway. It's
Sure.
5 mana all in to get 2 to any target and a 4/3. And here, it's 4 mana total to get 2 to any target and a 3/3 if you sacrifice another artifact. Oh, move to combat set, aka Bone Crusher Giant at home. Yes. Exactly. But this card
interesting because
was
it's
played
repeatable.
as hell. This card was in every deck that could run it when it was in standard.
Yep.
This
Yep.
one, we'll see.
I think this might have there might be something here, dude.
Artifact
I
synergy
really do
decks
think so.
are going to want to run this over like any 2 damage spell because it's going to count towards their synergies. So they're already
Yeah.
in a better spot there.
2 to like sack a blood token, a map, a treasure, a food. Like there's so much that we can
Right.
sack these days because it's not a non-token artifact. So I do think that people will figure out a way to get something going on with the Legion Extruder.
44 cards that say investigate, and here we go. Color red. So we got 7 red cards that investigate and are artifacts. Oh, whenever you sacrifice an artifact, put a +1/+1 counter on this.
Satchel, investigate twice, and then you can create a Thopter artifact, and then convert
This
tap
one-
it to create.
This one's a little chunky for me. This is like a signpost uncommon for limited. But I'm looking
Yeah.
at Malcolm the Eyes. Cast your second spell each turn, investigate on a flying haste or in your colors. Gleaming Gear Drake, whenever you sacrifice an artifact, which that's what we're trying to do here, it gets.
I don't know, dude.
+1/+1
I think the 4 cost might be like a 2 of in the deck. The satchel. It just seems like it works so well with the card. It is a little top heavy.
I mean, it doesn't seem like it does work well with the card. It's just chonky.
Yeah.
Just chonky.
Yeah, it's tough.
And you gotta start like I feel like our 2 drops are pretty set here. Malcolm and Gleaming Gear Drake would be the first version of those 2 drops. But I mean, look. Also, Investigate is just 1 back. You got
the Drake investigating on the ETB works really, really, really well.
43 cards in standard that create treasures.
But then the question is, you know, are those 3/3s enough to outpace your opponent, even if you do have
right,
you know, a bunch of 1/1s? Or excuse me, even if you do have a bunch of artifact tokens to sack and just really like just abuse the crap out of it, are those 3/3s enough to like outpace what your opponents are doing? That's the question. You get multiple of them and you have like 2 of them on the battlefield, then yeah, I imagine that could get kind of nutty.
Pretty sweet. Real quick, Matt said, Joel, we got to get you a CDH built for the end of this month. Yeah, Matt, Jake and I have been invited to be on Play to Win's show, and Dylan asked if we wanted to play CEDH, and my exact quote was, "We can certainly try. We will be thoroughly trounced by y'all, but it will be good content." And so,
oh my god,
I'll need a CEDH deck sooner rather than later.
Oh my goodness.
So that we can go be on Play to Win and get our asses stomped.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun. We love those guys though. They have such it's such a cool kind of channel that they have going on over there, because it's a very focused channel where it's like they are trying to win. It's like, welcome to Play to Win, where we play to win. And that's it's a really good place to be, because you know, they're looking at cards through the lens of like, does this work for the sweatiest format? And I think that's a really good way to gauge cards. We've
got a great video on the channel that I chopped out of our conversation with them 2 streams ago and packed it all into one topic. And it was how to analyze CDH cards, basically. I've got another one that is sitting, waiting to get released probably next week or the week after. But it's specifically about, it's all the points in that conversation where we talked about transitioning from Casual Commander into CEDH. And there's a lot of good info in that one too. So if you like Play to Win, there's a lot of stuff coming out on the channel, and we will be on their channel soon as well. Memory Vessel is a 5 mana artifact. You tap it and exile it to have each player exile the top 7 cards of their library. And until their next turn, players may play cards they exiled this way, and they can't play cards from their hand. Activate only as a sorcery. This one could get crazy. I know that it's not in the colors, but it makes me think of this just because I had to... last Friday for Patron Play Day, I played against an Umbris deck, which was just exiling everybody's decks in mass, and then slamming an Umbris with, you know, boots on the field, something like that.
Sure.
As like a 42-42. And so it makes me think of that, because you're going to get 4 times 7 cards into exile for 5 mana. Then it's also I have access to those 7 cards. I can't play what's in my hand. That Memory Vessel really turns her on. It's nice. So for me, this one is a little lackluster overall, because I don't want to give
it's just so
my
much,
opponent
right?
7
it's like
cards each.
Yeah, it's like the Doomsday pile, right? It's like if you're doing an effect like this, you kind of want to be like winning in the next like turn or so. Like if you're doing a big effect like this, because I mean, it is kind of like hand disruption for a turn, right? People lose those cards that they had, and now they have these cards instead.
Make a copy of it. Yeah, I mean, I see what you're saying. Move to combat with Mishra creating the copy, and you can get multiple memory vessels over and over again. But again, you're getting 7 cards that you only have access to on that turn, and you're giving away 21 free potential cards.
That's so much.
That's a lot, y'all. Through a commander lens, I'm not in love with this card. It's not the kind of card I would play, but I'm sure that there's some interaction with another card or two that takes advantage of the fact that they can't play cards from their hands and locks them out of playing cards from exile. That card's got to exist somehow. So this seems abusable.
Yeah, I think so, because one thing that's kind of cool is those 7 cards, if they can't play all of them, they stay exiled. So it is exiling some stuff from their
there you go. Can't play spells from anywhere but their hands. Can't play spells from their hands. Bing bang boom, you're locked out. You locked them.
Yeah.
So well, Mishra's not white, so you can't do this in
Talking
commander.
about a card that just, oh man,
this is
what a massive card.
$20 card now.
Mm-hmm.
Ridiculous.
Sure is.
2020.
Sure is.
4 years later.
Yeah.
Hate bears.
I need to look through my because I opened a good bit of Ikoria. I need to look through and see if I have one of those.
Not financial advice, but if you've got any Drain of the Magistrates, hie thee to your cardconduit.com.
That's right.
Time to unload. But yeah,
pretty cool.
Kind of cool. Memory vessel, big effect. Now this is one I think that people are going to get nutso with. We're just short of 169 likes, y'all. Click that like button if you haven't. Molten Duplication, 1 red, 1 other. Sorcery. Create a token that's a copy of target artifact or creature you control, except it's an artifact in addition to its other types. It gains haste. Sacrifice at the beginning of the next end step. You got any commanders, Jake, that have really good ETBs and maybe would want to have a copy made, even if it's only there for a turn, even if it gets sacrificed immediately because it's legendary? You know that
Pretty
ETB
good.
still goes on the stack, right?
Pretty good.
I mean, it's like all good.
Yep.
It's like another copy of Twin Flame.
Oh, I love that show.
Right.
Yeah, Twin Flame, Heat Shimmer, that kind of stuff.
Spells like this typically get played.
Mm-hmm.
And you got another one here. Molten Duplication, also going to be in standard. Y'all, this is in standard.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy.
And there have been lots
I'm
of
so
people
happy I
cheating this
bought
on
like
the
5
field.
of these because I was like, oh, I might want to put it into a standard deck or something. And that card really took off. It's just such a busted card. I liked it because it reminded me of Chaos Wand. I had no idea how absolutely over the top, super sweaty archenemy type deck it would be.
Oh yeah.
Tali is absolute archenemy energy.
This is our booty chatter card of the set here.
Ancient cornucopia, 1 green, 2 other. Whenever you cast a spell that's 1 or more colors, you may gain 1 life for each of that spell's colors. Do this only once each turn. Add 1 mana of any color. I like the bobbleheads more.
This is an uncommon. This is a common. This is a what's lower than common? I don't really understand why this card needs to exist.
Each of that spell's colors.
I kind
mean-
of feel okay, cool. We're gonna gain 2 life once.
I mean, if it's in like a 5 color thing, then
Oh,
it could net you a
nice.
good bit of life.
Yes, dude. 5 life once per turn if you cast a 5 color spell.
I mean,
Cool.
yeah, I mean, I'm trying to explain to you what I can see the card doing.
Oh, I can see it doing things, just not things I give a shit about.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like, you know, roly-polies do things. I'm not going to watch it for too long.
Yeah, let's go. Can you type in monolith? Manalith? You know it. You know how to spell
Well,
it.
this
I
is
shouldn't have spelled it. That was
Manalith.
silly. Monolith.
No,
Tomato.
No, because there is a monolith. There are monoliths. That's a monolith. This is a
Manolith.
manolith.
Go back to the manolith.
What do you
All right, so
add
this
to
thing.
your pool from lands when you tap them?
This is the evolution of this jank ass shit right here. Okay, this Manolith is not worth running. Okay, the price reflects it. Excuse me. And so the thing that we were just looking at,
wasn't this?
yeah, Darksteel Ingot.
Oh no, this was
Strictly
2014.
better Manolith.
Wow, this came
Strictly
out after
better.
that. That's crazy.
This card barely runnable.
Oh no, Dark
It's
Seal.
fine.
Never mind. This was first.
Do you run it?
No, not anymore. OG, like 2013
It's a,
Commander.
it's a
Hell
boomer
yeah.
MTG card from
Hell-
when we first started playing. 100%.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Boomer
We used to
Commander
play the
card,
shit out of this.
for sure.
Yeah. So the Manolith has evolved over the years, and Ancient Cornucopia is a version of it. You get the 1 mana of any color, and then you get an effect.
It's like a
Look
worse
at the
version.
bobbleheads. The bobbleheads, freaking insane compared to this.
Even the shit ones. 4 mana to
Yeah,
create a
bro.
1/1.
Look at them. Even and then you have a
5
couple of them that are insanity.
5 mana to draw 1 card. Woo!
Pretty bad. Pretty freaking bad. But
I
then
mean,
you
you
have
also
some
got-
that like give haste and
Yeah.
stuff.
Agility.
Yeah.
Can't-
And then you also have seen, the evolution of the Manolith where it's like you get really good effects. I can't think of it, but there was one that recently came out that was just an insane effect on a Manolith. But yeah, now the Cornucopia, I agree with you, Joel. It's probably uncommon.
Not a card I'm going to play.
Excuse me. Yeah. Yeah, probably not. Bristlebud Farmer.
This,
2 green, 2 other.
this is a standard card in 2024. This is what green cards are now. Green, green, 2, 5,
ETB, double food. Holy shit. This pairs well with that red card we were just talking
pairs
about.
well with just playing it. This pairs well with your forests.
You may sack a food. If you do, mill 3 cards. You may put a permanent card from among them onto your hand. You slap your opponent in the face. Then you can go get a free booster pack when you play this card.
Flick off their
Pretty
mom,
cool, dude.
pee on their front door, slash their
There's
tires.
a lot going on with this. 2 food tokens. Wow.
Oh, whoa.
What is wrong with them?
Big old cannon.
What is wrong with them?
This is the state of green in 2024, the year of our murders at Karlov Manor, the years of our Alquist Proft. 4 mana, 5/5 trample, and then there's still 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10,
Right,
11,
so-
12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37 cards? Words? There's 37 words after it's a 5/5 with trample for 4.
All right, now go with me here.
I'm
It
going
is
anywhere you
perfectly
want.
on curve to play with Academy Manufacturer. Turn 3 Academy Manufacturer or turn 2, and because you're in green,
Yeah,
and then
but this
turn
isn't legal in
3.
standard, so it sucks.
Is it not?
No. Academy manufactures a modern card. Yeah, I don't think modern wants to curve Academy manufacturer
I was
into
just going to
Bristlebud
say
Farmer.
Academy Manufacturer into Bristlebud, and
Oh,
then you
yeah.
get 2 foods, 2 clues, 2 treasures.
No, you get
If you would create
You get 2
yeah.
clues. It's a replacement effect. You get 2 clues, 2 foods, 2 treasures. Yeah, you were right.
Yeah. So you get 6 freaking pieces of shit to play with.
RJ's Lightning Bolt said, "We almost made it without talking about it." He mentioned Academy Manufacturer earlier, RJ. Come on,
I
man.
did my best.
He wakes
I
up
did
in the
my
morning
best.
and he goes, Academy Manufacturer.
It's true. It's one of
Yeah.
the first things that I do.
Bro, so yeah, this good card. Bomb ass card. This is I want to play
I like
with
that
this.
it's not legendary, so you can play as many of them as you want.
Yeah, sure. 4 of.
I like that because it's in green, you can play it as early as turn 3, get the 5/5 trampler and 2 foods.
Is there a 1
and then
mana
start
mana
returning
dork
permanents.
in standard? Chat?
Mm,
Or is there any 1
mana
mana?
dork.
Can I ramp on turn 1 in standard so that I could play this on turn 3? That's what I want to know. I mean, I guess you could
No.
ramp on turn 2 as well. Surely
I don't
there's a
think
2,
so.
but there's
I don't
definitely
think
a
there's
2
any
mana
like
dork, right?
Llanowar Elf from Dominaria United. Wait, Llanowar Elf from Dominaria United. Wait, Llanowar Elf was in Dominaria. Never mind.
What? But there's got to be a legal 2 mana at a yeah, here we go. Bramble Familiar. So this is down on turn 3 for sure.
Yeah.
Easily down on turn 3. That adds mana at 2. That adds mana at 2. This Scrap Gorger,
But
this
no
is the most
one-mana
played
dwarfs.
one, right? This is the most
Yeah,
played
no
right
one
now.
mana dwarf. There's no like Gilded Goose or of standard right now. No.
Tap an untapped artifact or creature? No. Add a mana of any color only to cast dinosaurs? No. Activate
That doesn't work.
abilities. Goldhound. Sack it, add a mana. One time. Call it one time for the
Oh.
Goldhound. It's so funny how good this card looks in a constructed arena, but how it has literally not seen play, I don't think.
No
One-
haste on it.
I know.
That probably is holding it back, right?
Exactly. They gave it menace instead of haste.
Yeah.
Crazy. Ironcrag, yeah, that's 2. You're right. Yeah, so there are a lot of options for 2 mana ramp, for Bristlebud to come down on turn 3 for sure, which, whatever, man. You slamming your 5/5 trampler on turn 3, cool. Rock and roll. Omen Path we talked about. This is a human artificer splicer. ETPs create a 3/3. Pay 2, tap it, put a +1/+1 counter on each creature token you control, and they gain trample until end of turn?
Just making sure this is Darude in the middle of a sandstorm, right?
I think so.
Got it.
This card is good. This card is going to be played. +1/+1 on each creature token you control? I mean, raise your hand in chat if you have a single commander creature token deck. Because every hand I see in chat will want a copy of Darude Splicer.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Pretty freaking good.
Coming up on the end here. No, we're not looking at that one again. Oh man, here we go.
Vaultborn Tyrant, 2 green, 5 other for a 6/6 dinosaur trample. Whenever it or another creature with power 4 or greater enters the battlefield under your control, you gain 3 life, and I don't even have to read it. I bet you draw a card. Yep, you draw a card. Whenever Vaultborn Tyrant dies, if it's not a token, create a token that's a copy of it, except it's an artifact in addition to its other types. I love that they held back on making this like a 4 cost or a 5 cost, which is what I know they wanted to do.
They wanted to make this green 4 minimum, but they went ahead and made it a 7 cost. This is a reanimation target, y'all. This is a kick-ass reanimation target. It ETBs, draws you a card, and gains you a lightning bolt's worth of life back. It also triggers that with other creatures power 4 or greater entering the battlefield. So if you get some kind of like Rise of the Dark Realms going on,
I'm trying
Vaultborn
to roll
Tyrant
my
comes back
eyes
and
into the
sees
full back of my head, and I can't do it.
and sees all of those cards enter, and you gain 3 life and draw a card for each one of them. And then when it dies, it just doesn't.
And it
it's a
doesn't even
dinosaur.
exile when it dies.
Nope.
Yeah, I mean, I'll probably just put it into, anything green in EDH. I can't imagine why I wouldn't.
It's a good card.
Can you imagine where you would is there a green EDH deck that doesn't want this? Let me ask that question.
Well, I mean, like Elevair, the highest
sure. Or
converted
like
of
Lathril.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
The highest converted on Elevair is like 5.
Yeah. But like, okay, how about any like go big green EDH deck?
Gruul anything, Gruul Stomps, any good stuff
Warwick
green.
Thar, Borigmos,
Right.
any of that shit.
I mean, the
Yeah.
most popular the EDH Rec top 10 has had that dinosaur in it since it came out, Pantlaza. And it's
Pant
had
Laser, man.
recently
Pants
had
Laser.
Gishath, and it was Gishath is high up too. So you got 2 commanders in the top 30 that 100% no concessions want this card. And that's before we start going in and looking at, all right, what are our green big stuff that ramps? Voja probably ramps like crazy. Hawkball only wants Merfolk.
Probably
Muldrotha,
want to just put it in Muldrotha, right?
fantastic in
for recurrence.
Muldrotha. Marin. Right.
Yeah.
So lots of options there.
That's pretty cool that that card's busted.
We
already talked about loot.
Well, we
Did
only
we not?
talked about whether it's cute or not.
Oh, okay.
3 mana, 1/2, ward 1. At the beginning of your upkeep, exile the top X cards of your library, where X is the number of card types. Among other non-land permanents you control, you may play those cards this turn. I'm glad it says other non-land.
Not?
I'm glad it says other non-land, because this would come in and automatically be flipping 2 cards for you at the beginning of your upkeep. And if it's a land, you can use it because it's play, not cast. Yeah, Jesse, this reads mid, but I'm pretty sure this is not mid.
No, it's definitely not mid. And that's not even because I'm looking at this insane pre-sale price of $48. It's because it's an insane amount of card advantage and it has ward on it.
Yeah, that's right, Matt. It does say other, so it doesn't count itself. But if it didn't, those 2 words, other non-land, those 2 words are doing a lot of heavy lifting.
Among other non-land permanents, artifact, enchantment.
Correct.
Like, there's going to be a lot of different ways to
yeah
man,
I'm just saying,
I see it in
other
EDH
non-land is
like
doing a lot of heavy lifting here, because if it was looking at lands and itself, you're automatically flipping 2. Yeah, 2 to 3 extra cards a turn is a ton of velocity. You're right, Randy. And you're gonna have other creatures, probably an artifact.
What am I missing? Artifact, enchantment.
Number of card types. MTG card types.
It's a permanent. It's a permanent.
Artifact, battle, conspiracy, creature, dungeon, enchantment, instant, land, phenomenon, plane, planeswalker, scheme, sorcery, tribal, and vanguard. Don't say tribal. That's a bad word now. Vanguard.
Okay, so possibly.
So like artifact, maybe battle, creature, maybe dungeon, probably not. Enchantment, that doesn't count. That doesn't count. That doesn't. That's not a thing. That's not a thing. Maybe planeswalker. And you're in the right colors. New Jace. You can run
Could
Daddy.
do planeswalkers.
Boots Daddy in here. Yeah, I mean this is. You're right. Best frame, best art of this one. Yeah, move to combat. This is a value commander. This is a value commander. Mm-hmm. Oh, Randy, thank you. You're right. Dungeons are not permanents. I forgot about that. They don't exist. I forgot about that.
You don't need to run any draw in the deck, in my opinion.
I mean, if you're going to protect your commander, I like that Ward 1 is really built in.
Don't. Yeah.
But you got to protect
it. I would run, because it has the Ward 1 and it's already got a little bit of protection built into it. I would run probably a handful of stuff like, Snakeskin Veil or Blossoming Defense, just like, or because you're in blue, you can run stuff to give it hexproof as well in blue. And then
I honestly think you wouldn't go too heavy into that, Jake. I think you just
don't
drop
need
this late.
A lot of them.
No.
I would run like maybe 5 of those spells in the whole deck.
This is your card advantage, but you get to use it when you want to.
Yeah, and you're ramping because you're in green. So yeah, sure. Even if it does get removed. Yeah, 100%.
Run effects like this so that you can cast it at instant speed on their EOT.
Mm-hmm.
And then
I wish I'd pulled this card in foil, man. All the War of the Spark we open. Jeez.
And then you're able to do it EOT and you're getting that beginning of upkeep and you're just valuing off.
Jeez, I didn't really think it would be a $50 card out the gate like that, even with that insane pre-sale price.
I think that's people not understanding that big score from our initial impressions of everything are going to be more easily obtainable than it seems.
Yeah.
Because they seem hard to obtain. All mythic set within a set that's only in the list slot. Yeah, to me that sounds very, very difficult to obtain. But I don't think
really
it's gonna be.
$7 on Card Kingdom right now? That's wild.
Loot.
That's so different.
Pest control done. Really ridiculous strong. Lotus ring, jury's out. I think it's crazy though. Nexus of Becoming was one of the first ones we saw spoiled, but we never really talked about it, I don't think. 6 mana, do everything artifact. At the beginning of combat on your turn, draw a card. Then you can exile an artifact or creature from your hand, and if you do, create a token that's a copy of it, except it's a 3/3 golem artifact creature. So for 6 mana, you can exile that Eldrazi from your hand. Slam an Eldrazi. All the Eldrazi are cast triggers though, right? The good ones?
Yeah, and it's like most of them are. Yeah, most of them are like if it
cast
goes to your graveyard from anywhere.
That's because they wanted you to avoid effects like this, with your Eldrazi's. 6 mana. Exile it. Exile is tough. I wish that this had enough room for it to be like when this creature dies, return the card you exiled to your hand or something, you know? So that you're not just like tossing your resources out the window into the most bounceable permanents that exist.
Beginning of combat on your turn, draw a card. Then you may exile an artifact or creature card from your hand. If you do, create a token that's a copy of the exiled card.
Except it's a 3/3 artifact creature. I mean, there'll be times when this smacks, and there'll be times when, you know, you're tossing your 6/6 trampler into a 3/3 because you wanted the free effect. I don't know.
May exile. Yeah, I mean, like for example, a big effect like a Jin Kataxis or a Shieldred or a any of the Praetors, right?
Yeah.
You get the exact Praetor, except it's a 3/3 golem artifact in addition to its other types. It still keeps everything else. So that's kind of cool.
Yeah. I'm going to say CMC greater than or equal to 6, because that's really when we're going to get some value here. All right, yeah. So I just searched up creatures or artifacts with good ETBs, or at least the words enters the battlefield printed on them, that are higher than 6 mana. Yeah, I mean, good way to get a meteor golem.
Get an early crater hoof.
Yeah, Cogly ETBs and fights something, noxious ETBs and destroys something. My problem is you gotta exile it. You don't discard it.
Yeah, you do.
And it doesn't come back. It's gone. When Nexus of Becoming leaves the battlefield, return all cards exiled with it to their owner's hands. Boom. Done. Now I can sacrifice the Nexus. We're going to do some crazy shit, then I'm going to sacrifice to get my cards back.
Yeah. They did make, what was that card that returns an exiled card? A card from exile to your hand? I thought there was something like that. An old Innistrad card. I think it's like blue and red, maybe.
LP,
trying to think
I'm
of
with
what
you.
it was.
Yeah, no, I can't think of it. LP said no haste kind of thinks, dude, I'm with you. That's another downside. Yeah, this card is not, I don't like this card.
Yeah.
In before Pro Tour is won by Nexus of Becoming. Sword of Wealth and Power is dumb. We've covered that one. Torpor Orb.
Is it Pull from Eternity? Is that the card? I remember a blue card, like a Mystic something.
Put target face-up card that's removed from the game into its owner's graveyard. There you go. There you go, chat.
Yeah, that's something.
Wombo combo.
Mystic Reflection. No, it's not that card. It's
Torpor.
Mystic Retrieval? Yes, Mystic Retrieval. Return target instant or sorcery card from your graveyard to your hand with flashback. That's not it. That is not it. Damn it. I'm trying to remember it.
What does it do?
Oh, I'm going to figure it out once I freaking remember it. It returns.
Exile. Return.
Yeah.
188 cards. We need more. Do you know what color it is?
Blue.
Color blue. Oh, wait. Sorry.
No, that's
I'm
black.
so dumb. What are we at? 40. We can glance through these real fast.
It's from Innistrad block. Come on, Jake. I hope they didn't Mandela effect it out of the game like that other thing from earlier.
That's not how that works.
Oh, they Mandela effected out. Pull from Eternity?
Recall? Pull from the deep?
Oh.
Return a card from your graveyard. Return from your graveyard. Return from its hand. Oh, Wyrm Fame Behemoth.
I bet it's like return target card with flashback or something from exile. I bet that's what it is. I bet it's something weird like that. It's probably like return target card with flashback. I don't remember. It doesn't matter anymore.
Tell us about your favorite card, Torpor Orb. You have a story about this card.
Yeah, Torpor Orb. This is a card that I like to play in Karavik, and people don't like it because they like to run stuff with ETBs. This is a card that's super scarce. We've been talking about it forever. And here it is, getting reprinted.
Around
longer gonna be
Kaladesh,
scarce.
you and Andrew built a deck with this, didn't you?
Oh yeah, we built a Toper Orb deck around it and Hushbringer and like Tokatli Honor Guard and that kind of shit. And it was like a you would deny effects. It was a janky modern deck.
It was this card. This was the card that sort of inspired the whole thing because it was a third 2 mana effect of stopping ETBs.
Yeah, and then the deck runs Eater of Days.
Right. Yeah. So what other?
Yeah.
This kind of card that says
it runs that
comes into play. You skip your next 2 turns.
Yeah.
If there are no ETBs, you just get a 9/8 flying trample for 4. You actually took this to the shop, right?
You found it. Runic Repetition. I love you.
Oh
At least I'm not insane. Okay. Yeah, Runic Repetition. That was the card.
It was from Innistrad.
All right.
You had that right.
Yeah. Okay. But yeah, Eater of Days, and then it ran something. It ran that black
Pursued,
2-cost hunted horror.
Hunted, yeah, not pursued.
Hunted horror, and then Vexing Devil. So it's like a red. It was like a Mardu deck actually, because it also ran that big white elemental, big like giant dust elemental, I think.
What was keeping that deck back? Do you know? Because we got another one of these.
The deck doesn't work unless you get a Toper Orb effect on the board. And
okay, so now
like
we have
fails,
16 of those in Modern.
It fails brutally to like a Thoughtseize kind of thing, like because then you're just sitting there.
Yeah, they just chew
like
up your Torpor Orb effects, and you can't play your Hunted Horror.
And then I can't play any of my shit. So. No, it actually did take a couple games though, which was kind of fun. It's silly.
Yeah, I mean, at the very least, at least Hunted Horror is still like a playable card, roughly.
Yeah.
But if you're running stuff like Eater of Days, this is literally unplayable if you don't have a Torpor Orb out. And they can respond to you casting Eater by destroying your Torpor or your Hushbringer or your Doorkeeper Thrall or your Takali Honor Guard.
Which is why it's such a Johnny deck.
Yeah, dude. Brutal.
Yeah. But what's kind of funny is I do have like 4 foil Eater of Days because I was such a silly ass as far as collecting goes.
Yeah.
And like a foil Eater of Days is now a pretty expensive card. So
nice. Yeah. All's well that ends well.
Yeah, I guess.
Transmutation Font we looked at. I don't know if you know any cards that this would be good with.
Let me get back to you because there's got to be something out there that's like when you create like a clue or food, you also get an effect.
I think it's more.
I'll have to take a look.
There's stuff to do with blood tokens too.
Yeah.
I like that you just tap this.
I mean, I like
5
this
mana.
with the red card we were talking about, dude. The Golem card.
Yep. 5 mana, tap it, create your choice of blood, clue, or food. And then pay 3, tap it, sack 3 artifact tokens with different names, search for an artifact, and put it right onto the battlefield. 5 mana is steep to get this online.
Yeah.
And then you're all in for 8 and 3 artifacts sacrificed to what? Cheat on like a Darksteel Colossus or something?
I mean, sacrifice 3 artifact tokens with different names. Like, I can't think of a better card to help you get there. I just really want Academy Manufactor to be a legacy deck. That's like what I'm seeing.
What are you going to cheat on for 8 mana and 3 differently named artifact creature tokens that you couldn't just cast for 8 mana or less? What are you cheating in?
Well, it's not about it. I think it's about the fact that, you know, you break up that 8 mana. So you do go get like a Blightsteel Colossus.
Sure.
And you just do it a lot earlier than you would typically curve into it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think this is a card that people will definitely brew with.
Yeah, it'll have play. I mean, Tivit, I'm seeing it in chat. Tivit's a CEDH deck. You know, I don't know if the CEDH deck Tivit wants this, but the casual commander Tivit absolutely wants this.
The casual artifact, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and it is tough because Jesse, I'm with you there. When I've got
Portal's amazing.
For 1 more mana all in, I can cast Portal to Phyrexia. This card swings entire games. Each opponent.
I honestly should have this in Carador.
Each
Mana.
opponent sacrifices 3 creatures.
It's
Why would you run this in
stupidly
Carador?
good.
Oh, I guess
At the
it's
beginning
not
of your
bad.
upkeep, put target creature
Yeah,
card
from a
graveyard.
graveyard. It's
Yeah.
9 mana though. I like this in a deck where we have some way to cheat it. But I mean, I guess ramp is cheating kind of.
Yeah, you get to 9 mana pretty quick.
I feel like that deck's a combo deck though. You don't care about ongoing value in that deck. You're trying to get to a win. I don't know. Could be good.
Well, it works kind of like the same way Karmic Guide does, except Karmic Guide is a lot less expensive, so it's just like some
and is a
redundancy
creature that can be reanimated with all the other synergies.
I honestly love it for the SAC 3. It's just massive.
Right. I mean, that's
it's just fucking stupid.
Regardless
massive.
of the second paragraph, dude. 9 mana, each opponent sacks 3 creatures. Not terrible.
Yeah,
Not awesome. Not
Yeah.
terrible though. And then we
Yeah,
looked at Tarnation
massive.
Vista.
Portal to Phyrexia, that's a card I really need to put on my pickup list just to have in the collection, because it seems like one of those cards that just ages so well. It's such a
already
freaking
like
Timmy
a
card.
$30 card, dude. It needs a reprint.
Yeah.
$25. It came out 2 years ago.
Yeah. And it's just like the sweaty player wants it, the Timmy wants it. It's just I want it.
Yeah.
I like that card.
Yeah. That's a good point, Nick. There you go. I'm already wrong. Or not wrong, but I'm being proven less right. Transmutation font, turn 5. Turn 6. Activate it. Go get Portal to Phyrexia. Done.
There you
Boom.
go.
That's what you're cheating in, idiot.
You already answered your question, Joel.
I'm a ding dong.
Yeah, because I mean, I think the Blight Steel is nice, but it's a toolbox, man. Transmutation font is an artifact toolbox. You just have to have those different artifact tokens.
Turn
But
6,
it could be
nuke
poppers,
9
it could
creatures,
be
and it gets
constructs,
around
it could be-
indestructible, and you get to res for the rest of the game until they answer this shit.
Mm-hmm.
Ja boy. Transmutation
Yeah,
font.
boy. Very nice.
Thumbs up. Oh, sorry. If anybody's still waiting on me to stop spoilers, I never put my thumb up. Here you go.
Oh no.
I'm done spoiling the story at this point.
Did we ever get to 169 likes? We're
Uh,
literally
we're
10
10
likes
away.
away. Come on, chat.
We are
Come
10
on.
off. Chat, that is 27 cards. There are 30 cards in this set though. Do we have the other 3 anywhere? Do y'all know?
I think we're waiting for them.
Let's see if there's anything we've missed. If they exist, Mythic Spoiler will have them. They go here as quickly as anything. Oh, we didn't talk about Lost Jeté.
Oh, we have talked about this on the channel, but we'll talk about it for the sake of this video.
1 mana Lost Jit or Jite or Jititi. Legendary artifact equipment. Whenever equipped creature deals combat damage, put a charge counter on it. Doesn't enter with charge counters. Remove a charge counter from it. Choose 1. Untap a land. Target creature can't block. Put a +1/+1 counter on equipped creature. 1 mana to cast. 1 mana to equip. Notably, a little card called Urza's Saga. Can go get it from your library and put it right onto the battlefield. It's okay.
Yeah, it's okay.
I was just talking about this card.
Good card.
This is an attack trigger. We don't have to do any counter shenanigans. 1 mana to cast, 2 to equip.
Oh yeah, Randy, you can definitely untap Cradle with it.
Loot. Counter on a creature or untap 2 lands. Remove a charge counter. I mean, this goes best on a double strike creature, I'll say that. So that you can get 2 charge counters per turn. The thing is, though, y'all need to remember. Jeté, standard legal. Hit-Boy 3000, not even modern legal. Legacy legal. Little different here. But if we're comparing it to OG GT, deals combat damage, put 2 charge counters on it. And it's got removal. And you don't have to do anything to use those charge counters. You can just use them.
I like that they kept the same kind of orientation. of the.
Yeah, it is interesting that it's the same.
Yeah.
The what? What the what?
Pretty close.
Yeah, Jete seems not as good. I don't know. I'm between this one. I've seen smart people on Twitter today. LSV said this card's unplayable. Aspiring Spike said, I can't wait to kick all y'all's asses because this thing is more busted than OG Jete. So, because it's searchable with Urza Saga. So, I don't know. This is not for formats I play. Target creature can't block this turn seems good. It's kind of a shrug for me on that one.
Urza Saga is good.
Urza Saga is good. You're right. Oh, look at this. So we've got 30 cards here. Did we miss one? Esoteric. We did all these. Harvester. Plundera. Did all these. There's the Tyrant. Lost. Torpor. Sword. Transmutation.
I think we just did them all. Yeah.
Sword of Wealth and Power. Yeah, I think we've got them all.
Yeah.
All right. Well, y'all, that is the big score. Those are the cards from the big score. This is the set within the set that was supposed to be an Aftermath set, but is now in the main set. It's gonna be interesting to see how acquirable these are. They are all mythics. They're not all mythic level cards, but there's some really fun stuff in here. Some really good tools. And remember that these will all be standard legal as well.
Yep. Definitely going to be standard legal, so that's worth keeping in mind.
Absolutely. Chaticus. What else?
I think that we might be because we aren't going to have time for the next segment. We'll have to save that.
Yeah, we'll save that for next time. We were going to go through the 33 new rare commanders tonight and not go through the vault or the big score, but we did the opposite of that.
Yeah.
So here we are.
We started talking with Lotus Ring earlier and
it went from there. I will say though, this was the search we're going to do at some point. I don't know if it's going to be a video or another segment next Wednesday at this point, but gonna tier list these commanders here, go through them as playable. These are all the rare plus commanders, new legends from this set. Got some interesting monocolor stuff, but there's a lot of gold legends. Look at this. There's a lot of gold legends in this set.
Yeah,
a lot of legends. So there's some really fun brew stuff around here.
That kind of makes sense in this set. You know, a bunch of outlaws. You're going to have named characters, so that makes sense.
This is a commander that I'm interested in building and seeing how it plays. Whenever a source you control deals 9 combat damage to a creature equal to that creature's toughness, you draw a card. And then you can pay X and tap it, and if a source you control would deal 9 combat damage to a permanent or player this turn, it deals that much damage plus X instead. So you can make spells hit creatures for their exact toughness and then draw cards.
Okay. That's interesting.
Yeah, kind of cool. Little sniper. Taika Waititi, perfect shot. Director of Jojo Rabbit. But yeah, I think that oh yeah, sorry, I was not on that here. I'll show you the gold commander. Sorry, chat. All of these gold command, we want to look through the monocolor ones too, but all of these gold ones to get through and analyze. Tier list, we got 33 of them, including the monocolor legends that are rare plus. We also got less than or equal to rare. We got 10 new, what's the format called where the commander's uncommon and all the cards are rare? I mean, all the commons are common, all the cards are common. Because that format, Artisan, thank you. That format got some new toys as well. I mean, like, whenever you cast your second spell each turn, put a +1/+1 counter on it, draw a card. Yeah, that seems pretty good for a Artisan PEDH, whatever you want to call it. Pauper Commander, whatever you want to call it.
Mm-hmm.
The beginning of your end step, if you haven't cast a spell from your hand this turn, draw a card. Pretty cool. Pretty cool.
Pretty cool, man. Yeah,
Pretty
lots
cool.
of stuff to go through. Tons of stuff to go through.
This is the one I was talking about. That move to combat set was so good. Taika Waititi. Anyway, chat, have a wonderful night. Thank you for getting us to 169 likes. We can now officially start the stream. Welcome tonight, everybody. Thank you for spending your time with us.
Nice. We finally got there. Thank you, chat.
Our donos tonight: William S. Bister, Chuckle Puff, Mr. DJ, Jeff Chatterton. Appreciate all y'all. Appreciate everybody who liked and subscribed, all that stuff.
Who'd we end with as our monarch? Who was our monarch
Stream
at the
Monarch,
end?
Mr. Isbister. All hail, crowns in chat for Isbister.
We
William
appreciate you, William.
Isbister. Somebody type exclamation point Discord so that everybody can come hang out after the show's over. We'll
Don't
talk
pay
to you very soon.
$50 for your loot. Just wait.
Oh God, don't
It
pay.
is on Card Kingdom for $8.
Never pay pre-order prices for cards.
For anything.
For singles. Never do that.
99% of the time, that's the move. Don't pay early.
No. And the 1% you won't care about, I promise. It'll be a thing. It'll be fine. You're just like, oh, I don't have that card. It is what
Brody,
it is.
once I need to put some chapters on this stream, but I'll do a couple dives with you in a little bit. I'll shoot you a message.
Everybody have a good night. Love you, mean
We
it.
appreciate you all very much.
New video
Thank
tomorrow.
you so
Go
much
watch it.
for new vid. We're talking about great pickups in the $10 range. Extended art cards. You would not believe how many of these extended art cards are actually cheaper than the regular version of the card. What a concept. We're going to tell you about all of those cards tomorrow, so make sure that you come find that video early in the morning.
Catch you later, everybody. Have a wonderful
Bye.
night. Have a wonderful
Bye.
night.